Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free right now. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello, and welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Westman.
Oh, my goodness, are we excited to be here tonight because we're back at home. We are recording this, full disclosure.
Yes.
We try to release it about midnight Pacific time on Monday night, so it's Tuesday morning. Right now, we are beginning recording at 10:29 p.m. on Monday night. So it's going to be late because Jimmy's flight was delayed out of Washington, D.C.
My thruster was broken.
He had a broken thruster. So this is the best we can do here. As you can tell, our voices are rough.
Days. Yeah.
Mine is awful. We have done, basically, we did 4 live shows in the last 4 days in 4 very far apart cities, and then talked to hundreds of people afterwards, Small Town Murder. So we're just shot and
ruined.
It's great, though, because those are a lot of the best episodes of Crime and Sports are when we're at our punchiest.
Yeah.
And tonight's story, holy shit. No, this story tonight, guys, it won't be the lengthiest story. It's not I don't have a 20-year, pattern of something.
Yeah.
This is, they say lightning in a bottle, but I prefer more of a tornado analogy. This is like a tornado of lightning.
Okay.
With no dust, no cows, just lightning in a circle, a funnel of lightning in a bottle. That's what this is. It's we play asshole or idiot always. Is he an asshole or is he an idiot? 1,000% asshole. Right. So just hate this guy the whole time and enjoy. It's going to be a really, really good time. Have to thank everybody for their reviews as always. They mean the world to us. Apple Podcast, iTunes, whatever it is, or whatever platform you listen to, they all have reviews. Throw a review down for us. It helps a lot.
It does.
Always helps move us up the charts and that sort of thing. So if you like the show, that's a very, very easy way to support the show. Do that. Give us 5 stars. Tell us if you're following instructions, following directions. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of other ways to support the show. If you want to be, a kind of above and beyond kind of person, hey, you know what? Feel free. Go to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get all your wonderful Crime and Sports merchandise and Small Town Murder merchandise and cups and mugs and leggings are coming. The designs, apparently, they need to be fitted in a certain way to the thing, so they're coming. People
are jacked about it.
Yeah, Sarah's working on it.
I've gotten a lot of emails
Absolutely.
because you said this, and they aren't there yet.
Well, yeah, they take a while, so I thought they were up already. That's my bad.
That's
so,
right.
they'll be up very soon, and ringtones are going to be coming this week, too. So, all sorts of fun stuff there to check out. Also, to a couple more live shows. The tour is over, but a couple more live shows, one in January, one in February. You can check out for Small Town Murder. Please do that. And
Seattle and Florida. That's January 25th in Seattle at the
Neptune, right? Neptune, and then West Palm Improv in Florida.
And West
Palm Beach on February 21st. So get down there. That's a crazy nice club, too. So
I can't wait.
That's a great club.
Help
it
us
really
fill
is.
that thing and let's have a great time.
It's a big club, too. It's like a 700-seater or some shit. So let's fill that bad boy, and we will have a blast and have some fun afterwards and all that good shit.
Great.
If you want to be one of our superstar, amazing, fabulous producer people that we will talk about at the end of the show.
We'll talk about them on Thursday.
On Thursday's show, because
today it didn't happen.
Jimmy couldn't do the shout-out.
The thrusters ruined it.
Yeah, we apologize for that. So that's you gotta bear with us today. We're doing our best, and this one, like I said, this isn't going to be a 3-hour episode, but it's going to be dynamite. So
great.
So being on it, it's going to be great. But if you want to be one of those people that we'll talk about on Thursday, you can do that very easily by going to patreon.com/crimeinsports to be a Patreon donor, or over to PayPal using our email address crimeinsports@gmail.com to make a one-time donation. And damn it, every cent's appreciated, more than you guys know.
You guys did so much for
for us.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you guys do for us. And this is going to be a fun one. And also, one more show note. This is the last show of 2018 for Crime and Sports. Next week, next Tuesday is Christmas Day. So we are going to we're going to have having a big Christmas Eve thing, and we're going to have a nice time and eat and not record an episode. And we're going to relax. And then, because we're coming hard in the new year.
Oh, it's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot. We will have 52 Crime and Sports next year. We are obligated contractually. We're switching networks over to mid-roll.
Right.
Shouldn't affect the way you listen to it unless you listen to the Podcast One app.
Right.
They won't be uploaded there. You'll have to find somewhere else. But I think that's not too many of you do that. And if there's another, it's easy to find.
There will be plenty.
Go on Stitcher or something. There's a middle. Spotify, Stitcher. There's a ton of things you can do there. So not a big deal there. But it'll come back the first Tuesday of the new year. Hard too. It's going to be Tanya Harding. So that's going to be. Trust me, guys. The white trashery there is thick and deep, and we're gonna really get into it. So,
hubcaps decorate her living room. I'm certain.
Well, there actually is a crime involving a hubcap with her
so
too.
Amazing.
It's incredible. Domestic violence involving a hubcap is all I'll tell you as a preview. So if you think that it's just going to be Nancy Kerrigan getting whacked in the knee, you have no fucking idea. It's so deep. So let's get into this though.
Right.
We have tonight, this guy's an asshole, and he's one of these guys that he falls right under the radar. Like it's like I said, a tornado of lightning in a bottle, and then it fucking disappears and it's gone, and now you haven't heard of him in years.
Okay.
His name is I'll spell it for you here.
Yeah.
I can pronounce it, but I'll spell it. Ambiorix is his first name.
Ambro.
No, it's Ambiorix. Actually,
Ambiorix?
Ambiorix.
That's his whole name.
That Ambiorix Burgos is his name.
So he's not like
Burgos.
He's not an NBA player.
No, Ambiorix Burgos is a baseball player.
Oh,
he's a pitcher. He's a big son of a bitch,
really?
Big hard throwing bastard from about 10 years ago.
Okay,
and wow, did he have a hard fall? I mean, it's intense, man. We'll talk about him. I'm going to call him Burgos the whole time because I'm not going to say Ambiorix constantly.
Okay. This is fantastic.
My voice won't let up.
I love that we're covering baseball.
It's fun.
I sat next to Derek Hall coming.
The Diamondbacks.
Of the Diamondbacks.
By the way, if you're just even a mediocre baseball fan, Diamondbacks are a professional baseball team.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. Surprising, right? Really? Yeah. Seriously. Remember Randy Johnson? That's that team that he used to play. That's how you know them. Yeah, them.
The most feminine World Series celebration ever came from this team. For watching that Gonzalez jump with his heels up at his butthole. It was the creepiest. He looked like a girl in a
we're not saying
uniform.
that. So he looked like a small child girl. That's what he looked like. That was very happy.
A legit girl.
Yeah, he looked like Sully from Monsters Inc. They just met and they're skipping through a fucking field or something. I met Sully. Yay!
So I told him that we do this show, and he was like, so you talk about criminal athletes, and I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great.
Those guys are idiots. Yeah. You have no idea, sir.
Shut up, dude. You would be you're what we consider a silver-haired middle-aged white man. So I wouldn't talk to that. So Jesus Christ, man.
Right.
So this guy here, he's born April 19th, 1984. So he's a young guy. Yeah. That's the thing about it, too. Like, he's a guy who, could still be playing,
right.
And he's definitely not still playing. Oh, no, not at all.
It's already all over.
Oh, it's boy,
the whole thing done.
It's a tornado of lightning in a bottle, and it's fucking gone, man. Birthplace, he's born in I don't know how to say this because it's in the Dominican Republic.
Right.
Nagua, in the Dominican Republic. It's on the north shore of the island, kind of pointing eastward. There's like a bay that goes in. It's kind of in there. It's kind of not a big town, not a big city. It's agricultural area where a lot of these guys come from. There's not a lot of opportunity for them, and if they can play baseball, it's a much better opportunity than the rice fields or the coconut fields or the cocoa bean fields, because that's what they have there. I'm not sure all those things grow in fields, but wherever the fuck they grow, it's better than that. That's better than picking coconuts and cocoa beans, I imagine.
Or doing botched plastic surgery jobs. A lot of Americans, bottom rung Americans, mind you, go to the DR to go get like hack shop.
Which that doesn't seem wise.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, put that airfare toward a better doctor.
Yeah,
and
I know somebody that did it, and she was a mess for like 3 months.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
What an idiot.
No, a member of my family had some weird shit like that.
Really?
They're all fucked up from it. So yes, I won't get into it.
Go to reputable shit.
Yeah, it's expensive. Reputable. It's when's the last time we slept? Neither of us, full disclosure, literally it's been like, hey, I slept an hour in the hotel, an hour on the plane, and then I took a nap in the green room, and that's all of our sleep for like days on end, and then we're flying. And
between the two of us in the last 48 hours, it's probably still single-digit amounts of hours.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's fucking horrible. So, absolutely horrible. But that's what makes this fun. He went to high school at San Jose de Villa High School. Mm-hmm. It's there. I looked it up. No other major leaguers come from this high school. No, and the Dominican Republic is thick with major leaguers. Mm-hmm. Like, a good percentage of major leaguers come from the Dominican.
Not a big place.
And no, it's half a fucking island. That's all it is, half an island. And no other ones come from here. So he's kind of from in the middle of nowhere, basically. Grows up to be a big dude, man. He's 6'3", 235.
Wow.
And throws hard.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I'm 6'4", but I'm not 235 of muscle like this guy was. That's the problem. I gotta put some weight on there. Need another 40 pounds to match this guy's fucking girth here. Now, November 14th, 2000, he is signed by the Kansas City Royals as an amateur free agent. This is in like the international, free agency. This is no draft or anything like that. This is do the math. He's born in 84 and this is 2000. So he's fucking 16 years old.
What?
That's how they did that. Remember my NCAA? If you haven't listened to the Maurice Claret episode when we bitch about the NCAA and they say, oh, nope, sorry, you got to play 3 years for us before you can possibly do anything. Yeah. Well, then in baseball, you can sign a kid when he's 16 and he can get paid. 16 is when you can sign a kid in baseball. That's the low ball.
Well, I guess that's because of the child labor laws. Otherwise, they'd go lower.
They would go lower. Well, that's the thing. They would sign Dominican kids. They'd sign them when they were 11 and it's like futures. Who cares? They give them $20,000. That's a big big deal there.
Yeah, it changes everything.
You'll get the kid signed, and who cares if he doesn't turn out to be a player, whatever. With $20,000 to a major league club,
that's nothing.
That's what the Dodgers got in trouble for. They kind of made more rules in international shit because the Dodgers would sign kids when they were fucking in the womb.
Holy
shit. They'd sign toddlers and be like, I saw him throw that bottle. He hucked that pacifier at his little sister. It looked pretty strong. $5,000. Can we buy your son for $5,000? And they basically buy them and they
try to develop it, and when it doesn't work,
well, it was basically shifty agents because they're basically like coyotes of agents. Coyotes are people that smuggle people in for a fee and shit like that. Basically, these agents take these kids and they say, hey, well, I have connections to the Dodgers. Do you want to play in the majors, or you want to work in the fucking pineapple field or the cocoa bean field? They go, I want to play for the Dodgers, and they go, okay, well, great. Then here's your signing bonus is $60,000. You get 20 of it, and I get 40 of it. Have a fucking good one.
They were doing that.
Oh yeah, that's what they were doing, taking huge cuts of these kids. And to these kids, what are they going to do? Say no?
Right. Okay. Then you don't get 20.
You go work in the field. I'll take the kid next to you. That's fine. And that's what they would do. And
somebody will say yes.
It was a big scam for years and years and years. Incredible. And that was so they started kind of trying to crack down on this in the last probably 15, 20 years. But this was probably around the time when it was still kind of shady, I would say. Yeah. So 16, but who knows when he was getting, kind of hooked in before that. So he signs with the Kansas City Royals here as an amateur free agent. Not a lot of stats in his, I guess he played down there and finished up in high school. International rules are different. Like you can draft a kid and then not play him and retain the rights to him if he signs still, but then there's so many different loopholes, and they've changed so much over the years that I don't remember the window of 2000 of exactly what the international signee amateur fucking baseball rules are. And
that's fascinating that they could do that, but I guess it all just depends on what situation they're in their lives that they're forced to take that kind of cash.
I'm pretty sure now everybody has there's draft things now, and it's a little more organized with that. But yeah, it's very strange. 2003, he finally comes up to rookie league ball in Arizona, playing for the low rookie Royals here in the Arizona League when he's 19 years old. He goes 3-2 with a 4 ERA. Not too shabby there. Not bad at all. He's a little wild. He has, this is in 36 innings for them. He has 8 wild pitches.
Wow.
Which is way too many.
That's a lot.
You cannot have a wild pitch every 4 innings.
No.
That's crazy. And that's his problem his whole career is wild pitches.
His control is weak.
He has spots where it's good, but he throws so fucking hard. He's a guy who throws, high 90s consistently.
Really?
Consistently, as we'll talk about in his first year in the majors, he leads the league in velocity that year.
Really?
In average fastball velocity.
He's just blasting it.
He is blasting it because he comes in as a reliever, and that's his job. Is you come in and smoke heat on them, and
you should all be tired by the time you're in.
Well, yeah, you see a guy like that in the 8th inning, and he comes out blasting. Right. It's a poof. That's your, that's kind of the prototypical closer, the guy that comes in like that.
Right.
So he does that down in A ball, not bad. 36 innings. He gives up 16 earned runs there. So it's not a. Not terrific, not terrible, but only 1 more hit than innings pitched, so that's not bad. He has 43 strikeouts, so he has more than 1 strikeout per innings pitched, which is,
that's his job.
You're looking at that. You want that. 16 walks, which isn't terrible for a kid like that, but 8 wild pitches and 3 hit batsmen.
Oh, and he hit 3.
Yeah, and he hit 3 people too. So, yeah, he's wild.
Yeah.
But that's almost effectively wild too.
Yeah.
That's one thing, like especially like in rookie ball and shit. Guys are scared of you if they know you throw 100 and you're not sure where it might end up. They're gun shy, and that works in your favor a lot of times because they are a little, oh shit, is that thing going to come at my head or is it down the middle? And
if it walks in on you and you step back from it, it'd still end up being a strike.
Yeah, it's just that first thing where your hitter, you want to lean into it, and if your first step is hesitant, you're not going to hit a 100-mile-an-hour pitch. Period. So it ends up being an advantage after a while if you can not be too wild. Obviously,
you can master them getting in the head. That's a head game of a trick.
It's all, and that's
manage it.
It's all head games with the batter and the pitcher. It's all head. I remember talking to Rod about that. Rod Beck, and he would, we'd go into detail, and he would talk about he liked to start a guy off a lot of times with just dropping a fucking easy curveball over the middle because they're just not expecting it.
Right.
From a reliever, when a closer comes in, they're expecting heat, so they're all braced for heat. He goes, a lot of times I'll throw a fucking 75-mile-an-hour curveball. It's just a garbage curveball. They're just so surprised by it. They're so off balance, they're not going to swing at it. He goes, that's strike 1. I got you. There we go. I'm up 1-0 now, and then they're all fucked up now because they were thinking fastball and go off of that. So now they don't know.
That was my pitch.
Yeah. So now they're going, okay, well now is it going to be the fastball now, or is he going to dick around with it? Now is he dicking with me? Yeah. So it's just a little mental game. And the next time you see him, it's a fastball. So they go, shit, now what is he doing?
Pitchers are fascinating people.
Yeah, you have to. You're sitting out there thinking, especially a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
The mental strength you have to be a relief pitcher is in sports. I think it's one of the it's the hardest thing to maintain.
Sure,
is to be a closer.
Yeah.
You're on such a tightrope.
Yeah,
look at closers in the majors, and if you're not a big baseball fan or whatever, you can look up like save leaders and shit like that.
Yeah.
They don't look at them from year to year. You'll see a guy in the top of the saves for 3 years, and then he's gone. You can't. Guys, they just snap.
Sure,
they don't have it's one mental fuck up and you can fall apart.
And also, you're brought in situations that have none of your control.
No,
and it's horrible.
Stress and horrible. And the thing is, you got to be able to come in and if you fuck up, you have to be able the next day to go, I didn't fuck up.
That wasn't me.
I'm the man. You can't hit me. Whereas. That's not normal for a human being to do. Yeah. And to be able to maintain that mindset over more than a couple years is damn near impossible. That's why guys like Hoffman, Trevor Hoffman, Mariano Rivera, they're like robot people. They have no emotions. It's insane because if they would, no one can do that. Right. Like Eric Gagne had 83 saves in a straight or whatever, but then where the fuck was he after that?
Well, using
wasn't
steroids.
The same guy. Well, that's the other thing too. Steroids the whole time, but everybody was using steroids though. So what's the difference? But it's a really weird mental thing here. And this guy, he's
I can't imagine
aggressive.
that. Every day, and sometimes you don't play that day, and then you come back and you come in and you're up 4 runs. The next game they bring you in and you're down 2.
Yeah.
The next game they bring you in, you're up by 6.
Yeah.
And if you blow a 6-run lead, how are you going to come back in when you're down 2?
That's the thing, and you have
crazy.
to. Rod had the perfect personality for it. He was just this. He was he's a gunslinger. Yeah. Like if he lived 130 years ago, he would have just been a total gunslinger. He could just bring everything down to a calm level and just not give a fuck. I remember talking to him about a playoff game where he was pitching for the Red Sox against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. That's a stressful situation. Sure. 60,000 people are hating your guts.
Baseball. Yeah.
Biggest rivalry. It's very intense. It's in the playoffs. It's a deep in a game. It was like 8th inning, and they brought him in with the bases loaded to face Bernie Williams. And he said, "Goddamn Bernie Williams." He said, "I had 2 strikes on him, and then he fouled off about 11 pitches off me." He goes, "I gave him every pitch
him out.
That was my pitch every goddamn time, and he'd fucking get a piece of it." And that son of a bitch, and he ended up hitting a grand slam off him to center field. And I go, "Jesus Christ, how did that feel?" And he goes, "It sucked." He goes, "But by the time you get off the grass, it didn't happen anymore. It's just that didn't happen. Afterwards, when the reporters ask you about it, you got to go hit the shit out of that thing, didn't he? Boy, well, I'll strike his ass out tomorrow. That's all you can do."
Well, he got 15 pitches from me. How am I supposed to pitch him one at all?
That's it.
That he doesn't get.
You can't think as a starter. You have 4 days to figure it out again and get your head out of your ass. As a reliever, you might be thrown back in tomorrow.
Right.
That's the other thing too, is you never know when you're coming in. So there's you don't know if you need to be ready that day or not. You have to be ready all the time. So that's a very crazy mindset to have.
And a few games straight of that happening, you're done.
Rod pitched in 11 straight games at one point. That was he had the record for Dusty Baker, put him in 11 straight games. Dusty Baker ruins relief pitchers' arms. Rod said he would come to you and be like, "If I need you, can you go?" And he goes, "You're not going to tell him no." He's this huge guy who's, a great player, and he's in charge. And, it's a pride thing. You don't want to say, "No, whatever." So
I don't know, Coach, my arm's a bit tired.
You just say, "Yep, I'm here if you need me." And then he'll just keep putting you out there. And it's your fault for not saying it, so.
Well, I asked
him, and he said it was fine. What the fuck you want from me? So, I don't know. That's some inside.
The president asking the military if they're ready.
You guys ready? Can you go again today?
Can we wait for tomorrow?
Maybe get a day off today, Coach? That's not... For a guy like Rod, that's not in his vocabulary to go, "No, I can't." He would just go, "Shit, yeah." If his arm was hanging off, I'll go out there, sure.
I got another one.
That's how he was. So that's why he blew out his shoulder.
Like a girl lefty.
Yeah. Well, that's why his elbow and shoulder needed to be completely reconstructed in 2001.
Unbelievable.
He never gave a shit. He just was that kind of guy, that kind of player. But this guy's a little different here. Burgos. He goes to A-ball after that year in 2003. They bring him up to the Burlington Bees.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. You're going from the Dominican to the Burlington, Iowa, the Midwest League. Burlington, Iowa.
Oh, my God.
That is a change of culture. At least going to Arizona, it's still hot. Yeah. It's a lot of Spanish, too. I mean, everybody here speaks Spanish. There's a lot of, so you could kind of, I know it's not the same, Dominican and Mexican, but it's still, it would be more comfortable than Iowa, is all I'm getting at, than just everybody being white and hefty. No offense, Iowa, but you're a little chunky.
Offense, Iowa.
Yeah, sorry. You're kind of known for it. I mean, I don't know if you know your outside reputation, but...
Yeah, corn-fed fuck.
Yeah, you're known as being a bit chunky. That's all we're going to say. So, anyway, in Burlington here, he doesn't pitch very much. I think they just bring him up. They try to just put guys in situations. Like, the rookie ball is just get him away from his mom.
Yeah.
That's all they're trying to do. They don't give a shit how you play. They don't just get him away from his mother and make sure he doesn't have a mental breakdown and fucking cry to go home. Just see if he can be on the road for 80 games. That's all you're doing there. And then after that, they kind of do that again. Now they'll bring him up to Iowa to... Let's give him a change of pace. Let's give him a complete change of environment. Let's see what the fuck happens to him here. But he's on 2 games, and he's a starter then too. Okay. Back then he's a starter. Even in A-ball, in rookie ball, he started 7 games. Here he starts both games that he's there. Down there, it's only 5 innings pitched though, which is strange. He gives up 3 hits and 3 earned runs there, which is not terrific. 1 wild pitch, of course.
And 5 innings or 5 games?
5 innings. 5 innings, he had a wild pitch, which he's averaging 1 every 4, so that makes sense if you think about it. He had a 5.40 ERA. So, I mean, not that impressive. impressive, but they just brought him up to just get him in a different place. So not a big deal. 2004 in Burlington. Now they want to see something out of him. This year he has a 4.38 ERA, but he pitches a lot. He starts 26 games, so that's a lot. It's like a major league load of starts almost. About 30 would be a full season, but he gives up 109 hits only in 133 innings pitched.
Okay,
that's a big hits and innings pitched is a big stat to look at.
Sure.
And if he has less hits than innings pitched, that's pretty good.
Solid.
That you look at that as a plus, and especially too with his strikeouts, he has 172 strikeouts in 133 innings. So those are excessively positive numbers. Sure. There, you look at that, and that sounds great. He does have 75 walks, which is a little more than you want, but it's still a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, which you'd like it to be better, but he's 19, 20 years old. So he's 20, you'll let that shit slide. Only problem is 13 wild pitches, which is way more than you should have. And also 13 hit batsmen, which I think that counts as a wild pitch. So
I hope that's part of them. But so
that's
he had 19 wild pitches and 13 hit?
13 and 13.
Oh, so every wild pitch hit somebody.
I guess so.
Jesus Christ.
Either that or he has 13 wild pitches and 13 hit by. I'm not sure.
That'd be 26.
That'd be a shitload. That'd be a shitload.
Yeah.
So that'd be probably too many, but I'm not sure. So he's a real kind of Ricky Vaughn situation.
Yeah.
To use a major league analogy.
They can get him some glasses with a skull and crossbones.
They just need to get him some real thick, some black, thick frame glasses
some
and
black Ray-Bans.
That's it, man. That's fucking hilarious. Speaking of that, by the way, because we were just talking about Rod a second ago, Rod had Charlie Sheen's wild thing. The leather vest that he came in from the bullpen in Major League.
He owned it.
Charlie Sheen gave that to Rod. Rod was warming up in a bullpen when he played for San Francisco. They were down in L.A., and Charlie Sheen came down and was like, hey, dude, you're fucking, he goes, dude, I love you, and blah, blah. He was talking about basically like he thought he was a lot like the character, so he thought that was cool.
Sheen said that
Sheen
to Rod.
said that, and he said, I want to give you one of the vests, because he had like 3 of them, because of backups. And Rod's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, and then the next day he came back with a fucking dry cleaning bag and had it dropped off to him, or his assistant came back and gave him a...
Wow.
So I've put it on. I've worn the Wild Thing leather vest. It's so tiny.
James, you might have AIDS.
Maybe, that's true. It's so tiny, dude. It's hilarious. It would fit my daughter. Like, Charlie Sheen's a very small man.
Yeah, and
he's
getting smaller.
And smaller and smaller and smaller. So, he's withering. He's just withering away.
It's got to be tough.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So he ends up with the AA Wichita Wranglers. Mm-hmm. Again, Wichita. Yeah. That's where you want to be.
Yeah. From Iowa to Wichita. That's not positive.
Yeah, that's a lateral move, I think.
Yeah, that's not getting darker.
I don't think it's about the same, probably.
Not getting more cultural.
Yeah, hey, there's less corn here. I think that's basically all he said. Otherwise, same shit.
Same thing.
This is of the Texas League. Here he pitches in 12 games, 12.2 innings pitched. He's coming in as a reliever now. 4.97 ERA with 2 wild pitches in 12 innings.
That's not awful.
It's not great.
He's dialing it in.
Yeah, he shouldn't have that many still, but that's...
Somebody got some contacts.
They're just looking at his pure, like, when he's on and when his control is good. He's a guy who throws a goddamn 99 miles an hour, and he's awesome. He's dangerous. I mean, that's a guy you want in your bullpen, especially 2005 Kansas City. Yeah. Not a lot of talent in that era. That later on they've gotten good in the 2000 was 11, 12 they were good.
Yeah.
Then they were still that team.
May have been a little bit earlier because they won the World Series in 12. It was 12.
Yeah, 12. I think 11 or 12. But like 2005 and for the last 20 years before that, basically,
it was a fucking joke.
They were the team that would draft good players and develop them, and then when their first contract was up, they were gone and they brought somebody else
making
in.
Great money and winning.
And winning. Yeah. See the number. God, too many guys to name. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
George Brett.
Except George Brett. They kept George Brett. That's
somehow
it.
They kept him
because he was. God, I guess they needed a. They were.
He looked like Kansas City.
He looked like. But in the 70s and 80s, though, they weren't like that. In the 70s and 80s, they kept teams together because free agency was a little less. But at the late 70s, they were really good.
Yeah.
That was a tough squad. In the mid 80s, they were really good, going to the World Series against St. Louis and shit. They were tough, man.
I wish they wouldn't have got rid of that baby blue uniform.
Oh man, every team should have a fucking baby blue uniform. Except the Yankees. The Yankees gray and pinstripe, and that's it. But everybody else, that goddamn baby blue uniform is hot rad. Shit, dude. The Burt Blyleven jersey I wore to Minnesota, our live show. God damn, it was that thing. It's so smooth.
The Phillies one looks amazing.
The Phillies one, the Cardinals.
The Expos
ones were great. There's so many that are so
Anything
good.
That's baby blue, hang on to it, you
man,
fucking
it's
jerks.
goddamn good, and they just got rid of it all.
Yeah.
Major league debut. He's called up after the 12.2 innings in 2005. He's called up on April 23rd for his major league debut with the Royals against the Chicago White Sox.
Right.
So he pitches 1 inning, gives up 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no walks, no earned runs.
No wild pitches?
No wild pitches.
Great.
Unscathed.
Good.
You put a kid in there, that's all you got. 1 inning, gives up a hit, that's fine. Got a strikeout, didn't blow it, didn't walk anybody, nobody scored. Perfect. That's all you want. Get him out there, make sure he doesn't...
Scoreboard still shows 0. Or whatever the score was when he was put in.
Well, you throw him in there, and you just want to make sure he's not going to throw up and slip and fall down on the mound. He's just going to actually, be able to throw pitches toward the plate and that sort of thing. So
he leaves and his pants are still white on the
it's everything. Exactly. There's no shit in his pants whatsoever. He has a little injury problem. On June 20th, 2005, he goes on the 15-day DL for a shoulder strain and ends up missing 19 games over 24 days. So it's a decent shoulder strain, and a hard thrower like that too. You want to make sure he's right before you throw him back out there, fucking throwing 100 miles an hour. It's kind of those guys are kind of fine-tuned race cars. Those 100-mile-an-hour guys, they really got to be right to throw. Otherwise they're going to be injured. 2005 season, he's 21 years old and in the major leagues. God damn, right?
What a life.
Living the fucking dream right there. That's awesome. Ends up 3-5 that year, which is not terrible. 63 innings. In 63 innings, he only gave up 60 hits, which not too shabby. Had a 3.98 ERA. ERA under 4. 65 strikeouts. More strikeouts than innings pitched. Not too bad at all. 8 wild pitches.
Yes.
A little much. Not gonna lie. It's a few too many. Few too many.
You could probably deal with 3. 8 is a bit.
8's high.
That's enough to hurt somebody.
5 hit by a batsman.
Oh, God.
But also, again, kind of works to his advantage. These guys are coming up, and they're in the majors. Guys have control, and if you're up there and you're like, Jesus Christ, this fucking guy, why are they putting this guy out there? This guy's he's dangerous, man. You're not used to that, so that might throw. So,
the other part though is doing that and being wild is also endangering your team, because when they get hit, they take that shit personal. And that pitcher coming out is about to doink one of yours.
A lot of times though, if it's a rookie kid like this that's obviously wild, it's not going to be taken as like
you could ruin a dude's career.
Oh, I mean, if it's a bad thing, but it's all about intent in baseball. Everything's about intent. If a pitcher hits a guy and it's an accident and the pitcher does his little my bad fucking with the glove flip and the batter, he's not going to be mad at him. It's a fucking accident. You're not perfect either. You didn't hit every ball you swung at, so you can't expect him to hit the target every time either. So, but when a pitcher clearly throws it, doesn't do shit, doesn't even look at the guy and just ask for another ball, then it's like, hey, motherfucker, you did that shit on purpose. Then it's payback time. But if a guy does the, my bad, you'll see a guy go, dude, my bad, sorry. That happens all the time.
I've also seen him do that, and then a fight breaks out.
Oh, that'll happen
I
too.
don't care if you meant it or not.
Most of the time, that's not the way it works. And by the time the guys get to the majors, they've got that shit out of their system.
You could ruin a rookie so easily,
absolutely,
just by doinking his players. If you don't mean it, and you keep fucking up, and then it's in your head now.
Then you get your Rick Ankiel next. That's what happens.
Right.
If you don't know Rick Ankiel's story, he had the Steve Sachs Chuck Knobloch disease, but of the pitcher variety.
Yips.
He had the yips. He started throwing wild pitches, and it got in his fucking head, and he'd be dominating, and then all of a sudden he'd throw 3 wild pitches in a row, and it was like he couldn't hit the plate, and they weren't like a little wild. They'd be 8 feet over the catcher's head at 98 miles an hour, and then he became an outfielder. So he couldn't get that out of his head. That's what I mean. Mental in baseball is it's the biggest sport with mental, because basketball is like so fast. You can't. It's unless you're on the free throw line or whatever. It's kind of all reactionary.
Absolutely.
Football's a lot the same way too. It's so moving, and baseball, you're standing there thinking about it and fucking your head up.
Where am I throwing this ball if it comes to me?
That's why a lot of times dumb guys are good for baseball if they don't. And they even say that. Some guys, a lot of times they don't want people that are too smart. They don't want baseball players that are too smart. A lot of times.
They want the catcher from Major League.
They want a catcher that's smart, but they want other guys that are kind of, you want a guy who's just kind of,
just does what he throws the ball one place because that's where he knows it has to be right now.
Nowadays with analytics the way it is, they kind of they look a little bit more for a smarter guy. But back in the day, like if you saw a pitcher reading, it was like they'd look at him like,
he can do that?
Jesus Christ. Seriously, the Jim Bouton book, Ball 4, is great about the 1969 season. And he talks about it's just a total other era. This is pre-free agency. Sure. And he talks about literally Mike Maddox, who was a good pitcher, being he won the Cy Young in the late 70s. Not Mike Maddox, Mike Marshall, Jesus Christ. Yeah. He won the Cy Young in the late 70s. But he was on the team, and they thought of him as like just a complete flake because he read and had books and stuff, and they were like, this fucking guy. Yeah, they were like, this fucking idiot. Like, what a weirdo. He's reading books. It's a very strange society. Very weird society here. So this year, though, not bad as a rookie. Also, he has the highest average fastball among American League relievers.
Wow.
Average fastball. It's 96.5 is his average fastball. Average. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
That's
every
really
91. He's throwing 101.
That's
nuts.
Really fast. Yeah. That's very, very impressive. So other than the shoulder strain, though, looks like a really good because he came back strong. So. Looks like a good rookie season, not doing too shabby at all. 2006, he stays up with the club, makes the club out of spring training. Okay. So he's on the roster, man. I mean, he's doing it. A little bit rougher of a year this year, though. He goes 4-5 this year, 73.1 innings pitched, so a few more. This time, though, 83 hits, so more hits than innings pitched. Only 72 strikeouts, so kind of right at the border there. 37 walks, which is, right about half, which is, still 2-1. You want him to start getting a little bit better than that. 11 wild pitches. So that's too many.
He's not controlling it at all.
He's not having a lot of control. 6 hit by pitches too, that's a tough one there. 5.52 ERA overall. Okay. So it's rough. It's a little bit rough in 68 games. They actually have him start one game. I think they wanted to see. They're like, maybe it's different if he starts. Maybe
we'll try it at the other end of the ball game.
Yeah, maybe if he has like a longer mindset, because it's a different mindset for relief and whatever. Maybe he can do it. But nope, he's keeps
it the same.
He keeps it the same.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
Everyone out there should listen to Small Town Murder. You really should, mainly because you never know who's next door. And that's the point of this show, really. You never know who is next door. You never know what's going to happen on Small Town Murder. That's what makes it so wonderful. The only thing you do know is that people are going to die, and we're probably going to make jokes about it. That's it. That's all we can promise you. We dig into these towns. We see what makes them tick, from local legends to scandals they may have had. And, of course, the biggest scandals of all, horrible murders that take place there. And we put our, what I feel is a completely appropriate comedic spin on the whole thing. And you know you need a laugh right now. So get in there, listen to Small Town Murder, follow Small Town Murder on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Small Town Murder early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
He makes $339,500 though that year.
That's great.
So good for you, man. Not fucking bad at all. It's much better than the coconut plantation.
I don't think Dole
field.
pays that.
No, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Does coconut? They do coconuts
No,
too?
they do pineapples.
Yeah.
We were talking about pineapples earlier.
Yeah,
so I
know.
said Dole.
I wonder if they do coconuts too. I hate coconuts, so I wouldn't know who the fuck puts them out. The evil, disgusting
always, I don't know.
fruit. Ugh.
It always has the ones I've seen have like a woman shaking like with a big hat and like dancing.
Is she
on
throwing up from eating a coconut? Dude, they're the nastiest.
I see the Chiquita banana type of woman on a sticker
that's
on
Dole.
one of those. Yeah.
So
Is that Dole?
No, it's not Dole. It's Chiquita. We're stupid.
Right.
So you just said Chiquita banana. I'm like, yeah, that's Dole. That other company. That's how tired
Dole
I am.
probably makes coconuts too.
Who knows? I don't think anyone makes coconuts. They grow them and pick them and distribute them. But
still making them, right?
What's up with that coconut assembly line? Yeah, you squirt the juice in the middle of it. Get it in there. If something has coconut in it, even the slightest bit, I can fucking sense it and I will spit it as far out of my mouth as possible and then just like I have a hair in my mouth for the next 10 fucking minutes. Literally, like sometimes if you get certain granola bars, they sneak it's like the 18th ingredient, and I'm like, there's coconut in here. I fucking know it. It's the worst, vile shit.
Meanwhile, I smile and I'm thrilled about it.
The mayonnaise of fruit. It's fucking disgusting.
I love it.
Coconut. The mayonnaise of fruit. Fuck coconut. Jesus, that's my nightmare, is a clown with a jar of mayonnaise in one hand and a coconut in the other. That's the worst thing possible.
Slathering it on his cock.
Yeah, he's slathering mayonnaise on his cock and dipping it in the coconut juice. There we go. I'm just going to dip it in there, swirl it around. I'm making you coconut juice, clown cock, and what was the other thing?
It's a penis colada.
Penis,
that's what that is.
It's a clown penis colada. That's what it is. Swirl that shit around. Yeah, you like that? Mayo and coconut and clown cock. You like that?
It's in your Petrogallo face.
Yeah, that's right. I think we just invented a horrible drink. The scariest, most molesty drink ever. Why do I have a feeling people are going to tweet us about penis coladas and your clown dick?
Yeah, somebody's going to
no pictures, please. Please. I made me a penis colada tonight. It's terrible. Jesus. So December 6th, 2006, in the off season, he's traded by the Royals to the New York Mets for Brian Bannister, who kind of has a mediocre career. 5.08 ERA. He wasn't nothing special, but we're not sure exactly what the deal was with the trade or why they would give up on a kid who throws this hard so early.
Think it's not the yips?
I mean, it might be that they're giving up on him, and the Mets are. I'm not sure. That's just an organizational thing, and sometimes they just give up on a guy. Once they give up on a guy, they just want.
Is he a right-handed pitcher?
He's a righty. He's a righty. If he was a lefty, they would never fucking give up on. They'd be like, trust me, he'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
We'll put a magnet in the ball if we have to. But one way or another, we're getting that to the pitchers and to the catcher's mitt.
He's going to pitch till he's 60. Either way, he's going to be like Jesse Orozco and just fucking. Jesse Orozco looked like an elderly Native American medicine man, and he was out there fucking throwing relief innings. I was like, what is happening out here?
Was Sabathia a lefty?
Yeah, Sabathia is still a lefty. Yeah, he's a big giant fucker. Yeah, he's just so goddamn big. Is he still
playing?
He still is poorly.
Get out of here.
Poorly for the last, 7 years or so.
Sticking around.
Just fucking hanging out.
Jesus.
The thing is, too, as a Yankee fan, the fact that he's so happy is not endearing anymore. When you suck and you seem thrilled about it, it's not as happy. Yeah. When you're a big, giant, happy, fat guy and you're winning, it's like, hey, this is great. Yeah. And then when you're losing, you're like, the fuck are you so happy about, fat boy? Why don't you take one less trip around the buffet and one more fucking practice session out there in the bullpen and work on that curveball, asshole? What's going on here?
Your cholesterol is higher than our wins.
Yeah,
so sit the
your
fuck
cholesterol's
down.
lower. Your cholesterol's lower than your ERA, and and your cholesterol's dangerous. So that's bad.
Yeah,
one's 500 and one is fucking 508. So take your pick. Not good.
All right.
So, from the Mets fans are happy about this move, too. They see this guy as all potential. Yeah. Because he's still a young kid. Christ, he's 22 years old. I mean, throws 100 miles an hour. Why wouldn't you be excited? Yeah. This is from Amazing Avenue, which is like a Met fan site, basically, where they talk. Well, it's
Amazing
like
Avenue.
Amazing, like Amazing. Yeah, Amazing Mets. Amazing Avenue, they call it. And it's, it's kind of like Met Reddit. We'll call it.
Yeah. Why didn't they go with that?
I don't know. They met it.
fucking blew it.
They really did. Well, I think this is Amazing Avenue has probably been up since Prodigy days.
Yeah.
It's probably since 93. It was one of the first. It was like 5 wrestling boards and Amazing Avenue with a bunch of fucking guys who live in their mother's basement in Queens.
Strawberry getting arrested again.
Yeah. A bunch of guys who live in a basement in Flushing talking to each other about it. I'm telling you, that Daryl Boston's a bum. Not even Strawberry. Daryl Boston, who was worse. That Mackie Sassa can't even throw back to the pitcher. Yeah, I'm bringing up 93, 94 Met references. What's up, motherfuckers? That Kevin McReynolds, I don't know. He's a fucking bum. He hasn't hit since 89.
Good Christ.
So, but we're going to get Bonilla soon, so everything's going to be better. We're not going to pay him $1 million till 2035 every goddamn year either.
Only person in my head is Strawberry and his cousin Gooden. That's all I've got.
That's it.
Outside of that, fuck the Mets.
I grew up in New York, so I've had to watch those terrible games when there's nothing else on.
As a Yankees fan, you're ripping on them too, so you've got to know their roster.
Yeah, I have to know their roster. Plus, I'm just kind of as a kid, I was a sports junkie, so I'd watch any fucking game that was on, and including the shit Mets.
Hating them by name is much more personal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Fuck yeah.
And proves that you genuinely hate them.
That's the thing, yeah. I just told you a bunch of people that sucked on that team. So, that's Sid Fernandez. Enough fuck. Put the tacos down, Sid. Jesus Christ, you're a fat bastard.
Julio Franco was there too, wasn't he?
I think later. It was like 2000, 2000, but he was like 40 at the time too. Yeesh. He played till he was 45. Anyway, from Amazing Avenue, they say, quote, the best part is that Burgos is only 22 years old, so there's reason to believe that his best years may land ahead of him. By the way, spoiler alert, they don't.
They do not.
Bannister is a low upside pitcher who makes up for some of his natural shortcomings with a lot of hard work on the field and in the video room. This is a move that helps the Mets in 2007 as well as down the road, as Burgos may have the stuff to be a closer for this team when Billy Wagner's contract expires in 2009. Okay. So they're looking at this guy as like they're going to groom him to be the closer, which is a very trusted position on the in the bullpen, the most trusted. You're the man. So they're a little off. Let's just put it that way. Let's just say that. Now, he has, in 2007 for the Mets, he's down in the minors for a little bit, 9.1 innings in AAA, and then 4 innings in rookie ball for some reason. I think maybe a rehab thing in the beginning of the year or something like that. It doesn't really matter what he does down there. He has a fucking 0 ERA in rookie ball. Does that matter? No, not at all. For the Mets, though, in 2007, he has a decent year in 17 games, 23.2 innings, not too shabby, 17 hits, which is pretty good, 19 strikeouts, not too bad, 2 wild pitches, which that's not great, but a 3.42 ERA. Not terrible. Yeah. That's showing promise as a kind of a middle reliever that throws real hard. Not too shabby. People are looking at him like, hey, this isn't bad. Yeah. This is working out for him. But his season ends a little bit early, as we'll talk about here. So I'm going to say, right before his season ends, let's say Grace. This is Grace here at the middle of the 2007 season at 23 years old.
Oh, boy.
And 43 minutes into an episode. So, or whatever it's going to be in the end. But it's not great. That's what I mean. Grace right here, because on August 28th, 2007, he injures his elbow and he ends up having Tommy John surgery, which is total reconstruction, total redo of the arm. And he's going to miss an entire year and he will never play in the majors again.
That's it.
That is Grace, my friend. That is it. In his 3 years in the majors, he's 8-10 with a 4.60 ERA, had 144 games, 160 innings, 160 hits. So even on those, 156 strikeouts, 77 walks, and 21 wild pitches.
Wow.
So that is his major league career. Right there, he makes $415,000 though for 2007. So hey, there you go. That's not bad. We'll fucking take that. So he's having problems, obviously. The Tommy John surgery really that's a huge deal.
Change your life.
For a hard throwing pitcher, especially, because you don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back. I mean, some guys like Steven Strasburg came back throwing real hard after that, and his arm fell apart also. So you
can't staple ligaments together and expect him just to come the fuck back.
I mean, some guys do. Tommy John, and it's called Tommy John surgery, but he wouldn't throw 100 miles an hour, no. Tommy John was throwing 83, so it didn't matter. He's just hucking it up there. or guy
get it over the plate.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. I mean, some guys come back strong, but usually those 100-mile-an-hour fireballers. That's a bad thing. If you're done. Yeah, I mean, if you last, it's body. Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens had legs the size of tree trunks, and if you watch them pitch, they're firing off their legs. That's why they had no arm injuries, and they could each pitch for 30 years. Yeah. Clemens had steroids too, but Nolan Ryan was just eating country ham in the morning and fucking going out there and throwing 100 miles an hour for the whole fucking game.
Country ham and dick pills.
That's it. Dick pills. I got my dick pills, my Advil, and my country ham, and that's it. Hold on one second, honey. Can you get the clown to make me a penis colada quick? I got a game, and I can't pitch a game without having clown dick mayonnaise coconut cocktail. I just can't have it.
I'll bet he has eaten ham every meal.
Oh, absolutely.
From country ham breakfast, honey cured for lunch.
Also,
and damn honey baked for dinner.
He's a big Texas guy too, so I figure it's mainly a steak. Like he has like a 42-ounce T-bone for breakfast. And then he kicks it up to like a 56 for dinner. Something like that, and maybe a full rack of lamb for lunch.
Lots of bone in whatever he eats. And and the bone is sucked on. He finds that marrow and pulls it all out.
He digs it and he scrapes the meat off like
lots of tongue licking.
Oh yeah, this is good. He's like us with the blue crabs in Maryland.
Oh Jesus!
Somebody quick aside. What's his name?
Harvey.
Harvey. Thank you.
Last name Harvey.
Thank you, man, so much.
David?
We were I feel so bad because we were so half asleep is the only reason. I could pick him out of a lineup and give him a huge hug and I talk. He's a great guy.
Got married and his wife's beautiful.
Yeah, awesome dude, man. This guy brought us a sack of Baltimore real blue crabs and
males. That makes a difference.
And it's apparently from one of the better places that he works at, and at this they were unreal.
Fucking incredible.
He sat there just cracking them for us, and because he knew what he was doing, and doling out
with a butter knife
like a champ, like going at it, just handing us chunks of meat and claws, and we're like, oh my god!
I'm so glad he did it because I did one, and I have a laceration.
You cut your hand open on one of them. Jesus, he's bleeding all over the hotel lobby.
These are delicious, but I'm bleeding.
Yeah, they taste blood. They're good, but I didn't realize they'd taste like blood. These blue crabs. It's a really weird thing.
I think I need stitches. These bite back.
This is not great. So, that's what I mean. That sort of shit is, it was so good, and we just can't thank him enough for that. That was so awesome. A real experience of, a local thing, and also neither of us really eat good food on the road most of the time. We're just busy and going. And we eat a lot of pizza and a lot of burgers and just whatever.
And to do all the work for us to get the shit into our bellies.
Yeah, it was amazing. So thank you. We can't thank you enough for that. That was so good. Now, in February 2008, in spring training here, he's still going with the team and all this type of shit. And he has some trouble. This isn't trouble on his part. This is someone else getting arrested. Nothing to do with him. It's at the Spring Hill Suites down in Fort Pierce, Florida. An employee, a woman named Miranda A. Bird, who is 34 years old, is arrested and charged with grand theft in the stealing of $275,000 worth of jewelry from Burgos' hotel room.
Why does he have that?
He's made like $800,000 in his career.
He's got a quarter of it invested in jewelry?
How does he have that much in jewelry? First of all, after taxes, he's basically spent all of his money on jewelry. How does he have food? I don't understand.
How has he made it?
He has no car. Right. He just has jewelry. He just shows he gets rides by showing people his... Want to see $275,000 worth of jewelry? Never seen that before right in front of you, right? Well, all you got to do is give me a ride to the airport and I'll show it to you. Jesus Christ. He was staying there, and the police announced that they arrested this woman. He recovered all but 5 items, which they valued at about $20,000. So he's got $250,000 worth of jewelry back. So
That's insane.
Why would you have that?
No idea.
Why would you have that?
I don't want that.
And then bringing it with you places. Put it in a fucking safety deposit box, you
Leave
jackass.
Leave it in a bank, you fucking idiot.
You're never wearing $275,000 worth of jewelry. You're not just wearing that around all the time. And if you are, you're just begging to be robbed of it. That's
and worse,
stupid as shit.
Why did you buy that when you don't? You're unemployed,
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Well, at the time he's still signed, and he thinks the way he's looking at it is I'll come back and I'll get another contract, and these guys have to think like that. But you don't buy two. You save your money,
especially if you're staying at a Spring Hill Suites.
That's what I mean.
Why are you staying there with all that shit?
Wait till you hear where he's staying later on.
Boy.
It's even worse when he gets in another problem here. So the police said that this woman, this Miranda Bird, confessed that she took the jewelry while cleaning a room that he had.
She works there.
She was an employee of the Spring Hill Suites. She was the maid. She cleaned the room and stole his shit. That's why I always put do not disturb up. Stay out of my fucking room.
Get it the fuck out.
Get out.
I don't have anything in here to steal, and I still don't want you in here.
That's what I mean. Why? When would you let a stranger come into your bedroom? Ever? Never, right? Why is it different? Because it's a hotel. Why is it different now?
Exactly.
Fucking get out of here. Jesus Christ. I don't get that. Oh, it's a hotel. So this person that I'll never met before and I'll fly away from this city and never see again, I can trust them completely. Why wouldn't they steal? What are you kidding me? So anyway, he confesses. This woman confessed to taking the jewelry while cleaning it. Basically, he said he accidentally left the items behind in a black bag when he switched hotel rooms. Okay. He switched hotel rooms. What did he bring with him?
Yeah.
What's more important than $275,000 than a house worth of jewelry? I'm picturing it as a 4-bedroom, 2,000 square foot house. Basically, is what he left in a hotel. What he left in a hotel. He's like, oh, I left my house there.
But at least I've got my razor and my underwear.
That's what I mean. He brought his underwear, but I would have that first, cradling it like
I'd walk
a
out
baby,
naked.
like a newborn baby, and then I'd be like, oh no, my clothes are still there, but. $275,000 worth of jewelry.
I got that to my new room.
I'm gonna fucking keister that if I have to. I don't care. It's going up my ass. That's a house, man. Fuck out of here. So, 2008 season, he tries to make a comeback, obviously. He's only 24. Yeah. So, he's coming back. He comes back. They start him out very low in the rookie leagues, obviously, because they don't even know. He's just trying to, at this point, you're just trying to get the ball over the plate.
Of course.
I mean, you don't give a fuck if it's, if he's throwing strikes or you just want to see that he's healthy and get his motion back and everything like that and, whatever. Teach him to pitch again, basically, here. So his rookie ball here in the Appalachian League. Sounds exciting, huh?
Sounds great.
Oh, in Kingsport here of the Rookie League, he has a 4.5 ERA, only 2 innings pitched, so nothing much here, nothing to speak of. Wild pitch though.
Yeah, just one.
Man, just to throw that in there, it's only 2 innings pitched, so not too shabby, buddy.
But he just had the whole arm reconstructed. I'm shocked he only had one.
I know. He's surprised it didn't just completely fall apart. Yeah. So also, then they move him up to the Mets farm team down in the Gulf League there, the rookie league. He has a 5.40 ERA in 5 innings that time. No wild pitches though.
That's good.
Hey, look at you.
That's something positive.
Look at that. He had a big party.
It's an awfully high ERA though.
That's a little much, but it's only over 5 innings. So, like I said, they don't care if he gets hit. They just want him to be able to throw the ball over the plate. Yeah. It's like spring training. Yeah. Like veteran pitchers, if you look at their spring training numbers, they're always terrible because they don't care. Right. They're just trying to throw strikes to get their motion back. They get 8 runs off me. What the fuck do I care? It doesn't count. Most of you will be bagging groceries in 2 weeks, as they say. The famous saying goes. You're going to be selling insurance, and you're going to be doing this, and you're going to be in low A ball. Fuck off.
One of you is trying out for the fire department, and you're going to not make it. You're not going to make it.
You're just going, well, as you watch the ball sail over the fence, you're going, well, that's the highlight of your life. You're going to tell your grandkids about that, and I won't even remember it. I won't even remember it happened. If someone brought it up to me a month from now, I'd go, who? I don't remember that at all, and you will tell your grandkids about it. So fuck off. Eat dicks, fella. So, also he goes to the it's the high A ball. There's low and high A ball. He goes to the St. Lucie team down there in the Florida League, has a 3 ERA in 3 innings. So they're just kind of seeing if he can throw. He came back later in the year. He was off for a year, and it was kind of the last month of the season. They just moved him around, see what he could do. He does make $415,000, of which he bought $300,000 worth of jewelry. I have no idea, obviously. But he probably did. Yeah. Now, September 9th, 2008. Is when his problems begin. Yeah. His off-the-field problems begin, besides jewelry. Now, September 9th, 2008, he is arrested. Okay. Now, this is fucked up. This is not cool. First of all, he's at a Holiday Inn. Now, why are you at a Holiday
Not
Inn?
even an Express?
Not even one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
It's a Holiday Inn right by Shea Stadium in fucking Flushing.
Terrible.
So this place is a dump, I'm sure.
It's old as fuck.
Yeah, it's crusty. He is staying there with his girlfriend at the time. Apparently, they said that they lived together intermittently. So, I mean, on and off. I'm sure they're just fighting all the time. By the way, he's sort of married in the Dominican. Dude, this guy's a mess. So we'll talk about it anyway. And we'll talk about his ex-wife after a minute here. So keep in mind, at this moment in time, he is 6'3", 244 fucking pounds.
Uh-oh.
He's a giant man.
Yeah.
He's a big, giant son of a bitch.
And he's working out?
Yeah, he's making a comeback.
Positive.
Yeah, this is,
okay.
I mean, he's a big
positive
dude.
240.
Well, he's also pudgy, too.
Yeah.
He's always a little bit pudgy.
Okay.
But either way, he's a big, strong son of a bitch, no matter what. He's in a hotel. It's on 114th Street and 37th Avenue by Shea State, or in the vicinity over there. It's a Holiday Inn. Apparently, this Maria Lopez tried to leave the room now listen to this. Now, I'll be honest with you, Jimmy. You never say that anything is, a victim's fault here, but this is kind of her fault. Listen to what she tried to do. Now, this is outside the bounds right here. She tried to, the balls on this woman. She has a young daughter with her. Yeah. She tried to leave the room to take her young daughter to register for school. How fucking dare she?
How could she?
You fucking bitch. You stay in your place. How dare you register your daughter for school like a normal person?
That was her job right now. That's what she was doing.
That's what set him off.
Really?
This is what set him off. He didn't want her to leave, and she said, my daughter needs to go to school. Right. I have to go register her, and this set this maniac off.
Okay.
But that was obviously sarcastic in case you're fucking stupid. So you never know. Someone will be stupid and didn't pay attention to the beginning of it and just heard that and those got fucking assholes. So anyway, this woman tries to leave the room. He freaks out and beats the living shit out of her.
In front of the kid.
Punched her in the back, knocked her down, kicked her and punched her while she was on the ground, stomped on her, stepped on her, 244-pound man, and bit her.
And bit her.
For
good measure.
For good measure. Yeah. What the fuck? Punched her in the back, bit her, slapped her around, just basically abused the shit out of this poor woman in front of her kid.
And her violation is taking the kid
I wanted to take my kid to go register for school, and he apparently didn't. He wanted her to stay and watch the jewelry, apparently. Right. I don't know what the fuck her job was supposed to be.
So he's arrested for this.
This son of a... Oh, yeah. He's arrested for this, which is good, obviously. He was arraigned after that on assault and harassment charges, which is... That's saying the least, I say, in this sort of thing here. Now, his lawyer, a guy named Edgar De Leon, our first silver-haired middle-aged white man, and it doesn't matter what you can be Edgar De Leon and you're still a silver-haired middle-aged white man.
What color it is.
It's your actions, not who you are. We've had plenty of black silver-haired middle-aged white men all over the place. Yeah. So his lawyer here, this guy says, well, the woman waited 2 days to photograph her injuries, and she also declined medical treatment when the police came, because I think someone else called the cops, because it was a big commotion, and she declined medical treatment because he was fucking there. Right. He was probably scared shitless of him. I know he got arrested, but still, they said that it took her 2 days to photograph her injuries, and the lawyer implied that she was out to get his money. Now, he ends up, our guy here, Burgos, ends up going straight to Rikers Island, and he faces up to a year in jail over this charge, because it's a pretty good charge here. He's released on $10,000 bail. He ends up, and he has to go to a court date. Now, you would imagine he's going to lie low. Yeah. Maybe check into a better hotel, a Holiday Inn. Something with room service, so you don't have to go out and fucking make a fool of yourself or make a scene.
I picture the room that Tom Hanks was staying in Big. When,
that's
where they were at. Right?
Yeah. So, he instead gets out of jail and immediately heads back to the Dominican Republic. Okay. He apparently gets down there and decides to let loose and let some steam off. Jesus. You know how it is, man.
Yeah, you got a party, babe.
You're coming back from that injury, long recovery. Right. By the way, I mean, nothing makes you want to celebrate more than just beating the shit out of someone 150 pounds lighter than you for wanting to take their child to do something that they should take their child to do. You really get a sense of accomplishment from that, and you got to celebrate. So what he does is he gets shit hammered going down to the Dominican, and pretty much as soon as he gets down there, he's really, really hammered, and he apparently unloads several high caliber weapons by firing shots in the air in front of the police station in his hometown. He essentially went in front of the police station with assault rifles and emptied the clips into the air.
What the shit?
If you did that here, you would be shot so many fucking times, they wouldn't even be able to figure out what part of you was what. Where, right. They couldn't put you back together again if you did that here. They arrested him. They were like, I think his clips are empty. Go get him now. And then, just wait till he's done. He's almost done.
All of them.
He's almost... Shh.
Count.
Turn the light. Get down. Shut the lights off. Don't look out the window with the light on. Fuck it. Oh, you fucked it up. Now he knows we're in here. Shit. Okay. Don't look through the people. You can say, no, stop. You see the light get blocked off.
Just count the goddamn rounds and then go get him.
Count my shells. So, yeah, he's this guy here. Oh, God, what a mess. Why would you do that? First of all, I don't know why you would do that. That just makes no sense. He is asked to appear at the police station for this because then he ran away, and they're like, it's a smallish town in the Dominican, and he's like, that's the baseball guy.
Right.
So they were like, hey, can you come back to the police station? Because we need to talk to you about, firing off AK-47s into the air in the middle of the street in front of the station. And he said, no, I don't think so.
Not right now.
No. So they called, they ended up coming with like a helicopter to his residence to search his residence. And they found several weapons, obviously, because he has them. He's firing them off into the air.
There were $7 there.
Yeah, he did. Jesus, on a major league salary, all he's buying is jewelry and machine guns. It's a very interesting existence he has. He is going to be summoned about a month later, and he's released on a bail of 10,000 pesos. Here, 10,000 pesos.
What is that, a Pepsi here?
I believe that is not even a pinky ring. Mm-hmm. That is nothing, 10,000 pesos. No. So that's what he's released as. What was it, 10-1 a peso or something?
I think it's
is it worse now?
It was like $1,000 to $1 a long time ago, wasn't it? Or $100 to $1? It was a lot of pesos. Was $1.
I don't know what it is in 2000, 10 years ago.
Might be
too.
70 or something then.
Either way, but so it's a negligible amount of money. It's not a lot for him.
Nothing.
And, he fired machine guns into the air in front of the police.
Right there.
That is the craziest thing anybody's ever done. In all of our, honestly, in all
reckless.
of our, reckless,
the most reckless,
the most suicidal, and all of the things that we've ever heard. I mean, even the Barrett Robbins fighting a cop and grabbing his gun and getting shot and still trying to attack him. Right. He didn't shoot off machine guns in front of the place where all the cops are. That seems like, come out here and shoot me, motherfuckers! Right. Like you're begging for it.
Yeah.
You think someone was just taking a shot out of the window at the guy or something? They have a turret.
Seems like it would have been. That's inviting for sure. That's threatening. That's dangerous.
It seems like
that's post so many horrible things.
Yeah, you can't do. I get it. It's the Dominican Republic.
Right.
It's not exactly Manhattan, but it's still Jesus. It's still a fucking police station. Yeah. They have guns and they're aware of criminals. And I don't know if he's just the rich, crazy ball player guy. Where maybe if it was some fucking some nobody, maybe they would have shot him. But they were like, oh, we can't shoot the only guy in town who has any money. Maybe that's what it was. Who the fuck knows here? But it gets crazier. Okay, so this happens. Shooting machine guns into the air, emptying his clips in front of the police station. He's released on 10,000 pesos, not dollars.
Right.
So 24 hours later. That's not that long. 24 hours goes by.
It's a little quick.
You want to lay low, I would say. You've just been arrested for doing something insane after you were just arrested
for doing something horrible.
For doing something horrific somewhere else. But nope, 24 hours later. Wow, this is fucked up. September 30th, 2008, there was a hit and run involving a woman named Josefina Mignana Martinez, who's 38 years old, and Angele Fana, who is 29 years old. They are struck by a brand new Hummer, registered to, guess who? Our guy here, Burgos. They are run over by the Hummer, which flees the scene, and both women die. Both women die. Both of these women die, which is bad enough.
Yeah.
And it gets worse, though.
Okay.
From there. This is in his hometown. Never go home.
Yeah.
This is why it's a crime in sports rule.
Yeah.
You're too fucking comfortable
Right.
in your hometown. You're obviously a little too comfortable in the Holiday Inn in Queens, too.
Anywhere,
but
yeah.
this guy in his hometown, if you're comfortable enough to fire off machine guns outside the police station,
Right.
you can't be there. That's too fucking comfortable.
Also, the
He
fourth.
wouldn't have done that in New York, I
Right.
assume.
The forethought of his parents to almost name him Burgos, and
Yeah,
he just made
well,
roadkill.
that's just, yeah. He made roadkill. That's true. He only so they didn't name him that. That's
No,
his name, but
right.
still, fuck, man, it's pretty close, isn't it?
pretty incredible.
So, now the police here say, quote, the investigation indicates that Burgos was the driver of the vehicle that hit the women.
Yeah.
It's his vehicle. Several witnesses say he was driving the vehicle,
Really?
and it's his vehicle, and he takes off. He runs, and he's gone for a week. They're trying to find him.
Leaves the country?
No. Just
Okay.
takes off and hides out. He abandons them, obviously, flees the scene, even though he ran over 2 months. He's wanted for fleeing the scene of an accident and abandoning the victims, which only carries a 6-month, 2-year prison term.
Jesus, Dominican Republic. You guys are very nice to people.
Well, that's if it's an accident, too. He disappears after the accident and waits about a week to turn himself in.
Okay.
While he's out, there's some shit happening. We'll talk about that. Now, the prosecutor of this, after a couple of days, he comes out, a guy named Raul Chiarez. He comes out and says that an investigation that's going on could lead to additional charges because, Jesus Christ, the 29-year-old, her mother has accused Burgos of intentionally running her over because he asked her out recently and she refused to go out with him.
Wow.
Apparently, since he came back home in this last couple of days, he had asked her out and she said no, and then 2 days later
Runs her over with a Hummer.
He runs her over and kills her with a fucking Hummer. So
Holy shit.
it's a pretty coincidental thing. I don't know how small this town is, but
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, that's a pretty good, big coincidence there, I would say.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is fucking crazy. So, the mother's obviously super fucking pissed off here. Now, and the problem is, though, he has a cousin who is also in the car, Edwin Silvestre Sanchez. This guy comes out once Burgos comes forward and turns himself in. He comes out, the cousin, and says, I was the one driving. Wasn't him, it was me driving.
Okay.
Even though every witness on the scene saw
him,
Burgos driving. But you have to understand, and this makes sense, and this is honestly, this guy's taking the fall for his family.
Right.
Because the guy, if you're from a small town in the Dominican Republic, chances are your family's pretty poor.
Right.
If you go get a job in the majors,
Right.
if you give them $20,000 a year, they're fucking, you've set them.
We'll do whatever you did. We did it.
You're taking care. You're probably, for the most part, taking care of all of your relatives down
Right.
there. So that is their.
On 36 cents a day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's cheap to live
Yeah,
down there. That's
yeah.
the thing. So I mean, it doesn't take a lot, and you're that's their their fucking ticket, and so the family's going to go, hey, Edwin, you were driving, right? Because my fucking mortgage is due, so I got a mortgage, and that means you were driving,
Indeed.
Edwin. That's how that works here. Now, the police have not decided whether to believe him or not, or whether to charge him as an accomplice in this whole thing. Which, if you were in the car that someone else is driving and you kept driving, I don't know how you could stop
part
that.
of it, right?
Yeah, but also I don't know how you could stop that unless he said we're going to go run some women down when you got in the car.
I don't know. Eventually, that car's
You
got to
could have
stop
turned
at a red
yourself in.
light.
You could have turned him in, I guess. Yeah.
You could jump out.
The Mets here have a statement about
boy.
this, because now this is within 3 days. This is within a week, 3 crazy
Insane incidents.
Insane things are happening. They say, quote, we are extremely disturbed by the reports regarding the player's potential involvement in the hit and run accident that unfortunately killed 2 women in the Dominican Republic. We take this matter very, very seriously and have begun an internal investigation to ascertain the facts. Our thoughts and sympathies are with the families of the victims.
We got it.
So,
sorry they're dead, but we got it.
We'll take care. Sorry, we're dead, but we don't trust the Dominican police who, don't even care if people fire off machine guns in front of their fucking place.
That's a hell of a point.
So I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, down there, we don't know, and I'm sure there's parts of the Dominican that aren't corrupt and shit like that. But a lot of these countries, they're there's a lot of corruption in the police forces and the government.
Got money.
Yeah, if this guy throws, $10,000 behind the, officers fund or whatever the fuck. I mean, that worked with Vince McMahon and Jimmy Snuka in goddamn, Western Pennsylvania. You could get away with Western New York. You could get away with that shit.
In Dominican, they may just be like, it was cloudy that day.
I don't know. He couldn't see shit. The sun was in his eyes. It's just like dropping a fly ball, babe. Right. That's it. And it's just like a pop up in the infield. Sun's in my eyes. It happens, Yeah. So. Him disappearing is not great. While he's on the lam, the prosecutor says, quote, "We recommend that Mr. Burgos turn himself in so we can start the judicial process." Like, please, it would be very helpful if we could prosecute you. Like I said, he finally turns himself in on October 7th. So he waits a week to turn himself in. Who knows what he was doing in that week, what fuckery he was up to. So October 10th, he's in court for the hit and run, and he's accused of abandoning the victims of the accident and fleeing. They don't charge him with any sort of attempted murder or anything like that, or murder, more likely, or even like negligent homicide, or I don't know what they're...
driving.
Something, whatever it is, it seems deeper than that. If you run people over and kill them, because also... who knows how fucking hammered he was? He was shit-faced when he was firing off the machine guns. We don't know what he's doing down there.
24 hours later.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been still on the fucking bender for all we know. Anyway, so the prosecutor here is obviously, he wants jail time for him. At court, the witnesses, they have the mother saying that he asked the daughter out the day before or whatever, and she turned him down, and next thing you know, she's run over. They have witnesses say that he was the driver of the Hummer that struck the two people. The whole thing. The cousin does say that he was at the wheel, and Burgos says that the cousin was at the wheel. Okay. So it wasn't even me. He goes, I was in the back seat. I wasn't even in the front. I don't know anything about this. Like, shit.
That's ballsy.
That's why I took a week to turn myself in. I didn't want to, clear that up right away. Now, the judge rules that he will be jailed for 3 months while awaiting the trial. Said, since you ran for a week, we can't trust your ass. Yeah. And also, you're just kind of fucking wacky. So we're going to go ahead and fucking lock you up for a while and kind of maybe let you get your shit together because you're kind of fucking loopy right now. He says that... he said that he was, everything's going to be fine. Burgos says through his translator, quote, "I am going to come out of this fine because my conscience is clear and I'm not worried this will affect my career because I haven't done anything."
Also, I barely have one right now.
Also, career is the least of your concerns. By the way, I didn't hear, women died at any point in there, nothing. He just said, my conscience is clear. I was in the back seat. I don't know shit. Ridiculous.
It won't affect my career because I haven't done anything, in my career
In my career. Never mind beating the shit out of that woman in the hotel room. That's a separate issue. Jesus Christ. I guess the courthouse was packed because this is he's like a famous guy. There's nobody else famous in this town. He says his whole case is that, quote, many people in this town are jealous of him and they exaggerate things because he is the only major league pitcher from there. So everybody wants a piece of him and they're exaggerating things and it's all just jealousy. It's player hating. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. So he says that he's confident also that he'll be out of jail in time for his October 23rd court date in New York to face assault and harassment charges for beating the shit out of his girlfriend on the ground in front of her fucking daughter.
God, he's an asshole.
This guy, it gets worse. That's the thing. What he does too, I gotta give him credit for this as a story. He really set himself up to be a story to be told because he escalates. He doesn't do some shit in the middle and get a DUI later. He doesn't peter out. He goes out with a fucking bang. I mean, with one of the craziest Bruno Fernandez de Souza type lunacy I've ever fucking heard of. So, he says this shit. He also says, he'll definitely be there. He says, quote, I'll get out of here soon, and I'll also clear up what happened in New York. I got this.
Clear it up.
I'm good. I'm good now. It's all going to get cleared up. Not only this, I didn't beat her up. I didn't run this one over to death.
Yeah.
I'm not a terrible guy to women at all.
Explain all that away.
He is basically a knight in shining armor with just a dozen white roses, just trying to honorable man laying down before you. Really puts his coat over a puddle for a woman. He's really just Mr. Chivalry here.
I see him putting his coat over a puddle and then pushing her into another one.
I see him putting a coat over her head and then shoving her into a puddle.
Holding her head under the water.
Putting it over her head so she can't see, like it's a fucking sack, like a burlap sack, shoving her into a giant puddle till she drowns, holding her down with his big stupid foot. He also faces
firing an M16 in the air.
Well, speaking of that, he also faces an unrelated charge of illegal weapon possession after being released from. He posted $3,000 bond for that for the illegal weapon possession because when they raided his house, he had fucking machine guns, which is not shocking because they saw him firing it off. So October 29th, 2008. This is past October 23rd, by the way, where that other court date was. He's released from jail. With this here, he is ordered to pay $57,000 by the judge, not pesos, dollars, and appear every 2 weeks before a magistrate until the court date is set. That's his bail condition. It's pretty stiff. I mean, every 2 weeks to make sure you're still come back. That's not bad. Hey, make sure you didn't forget about this shit and flake out. And $57,000 he's got to put down in cash
every 2 weeks.
Which he doesn't have to put that down.
He puts that down, but he's got to be there every 2 weeks.
He's got to be there every 2 weeks to check in and say, haven't gotten in any more trouble, have not run over any more women.
Also, I'm here.
And here I am, just like you asked me to be here. Right. He is also prohibited from leaving the country without permission as well. He has to have permission. I don't know if he can get permission to deal with his other shit or not. Now, his father, Pablo Burgos, he says, quote, "My son is innocent. The issue is that here in Nagua, there are a lot of people who want to hurt him." So that's it. So it's jealousy.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of people he wants to hurt, apparently.
Jealousy's a motherfucker, you weak, jealous motherfucker. That's what he basically said. He said the beginning of "there's nobody till somebody kills you." That's he's just listening to fucking
tons of Biggie.
Yeah, he's just listening to Life After Death on loop. That's all he's got. Unreal. So
while the judge is playing "Give Me the Loot."
Yeah, he's playing give me the $57,000 there. Give me the loot. Oh, shit. So he says son is innocent, though. Now, December 12th, 2008, he's, quote, granted free agency. In other words, have a good one, asshole. Your contract's up, and ain't giving you another one right now. So you're a free agent, you lucky dog. Go dip your clown dick in the market and see what kind of fucking penis colada you come up with there.
Let us know how that recipe shakes out.
Can we call an episode Penis Colada? I don't know if we can use penis in our show title.
I don't know how much iTunes is going to dig
That's what I mean. Might get flagged for Penis Colada. I'm not sure if we can do that. Clown Dick Cocktails definitely out, I'm going to say, right? Yeah, we can't have Clown Dick Cocktails as an episode title. So March 12th, 2009. He is in court in New York now for the domestic assault here. Now, this is fucking amazing. Jesus Christ. They're painting him as quite the monster, and now they also can paint him as a guy who fucking ran over women in another country too. So they can paint him, and it's not hard to paint him as a monster, being that he acted as a complete fucking monster. Right. Now, the Queen's Assistant District Attorney Kelly Semmons Newton said, quote, "Why would a man take a few minutes out of his day to hit a woman to regain control? When she took back control of the relationship, that's when he began to beat her." Yeah. Apparently, this is not the first time this has happened. The woman didn't say, "Oh no, this is just out of nowhere. He beat me up. It never happened before." Yeah. Apparently, this has been an escalating thing with him. He's like a boxer who's been hit in the head too many times. You know, we do the episodes on boxers, and like all of a sudden they start doing really like
just reckless,
outlandish shit, like Riddick Bowe fucking kidnapping his family. You're just like, what is
a truck?
Yeah, then being like, I'm gonna be a truck driver.
That is reckless, Riddick.
Joining the Marines and shit, like crazier shit. Which it's not crazy to join the Marines, but if you have $100 million, it's crazy to join the fucking Marines at that point.
And it's even crazier to quit.
Yeah, and then
I can't do this.
Yeah, fuck this. Gee, this is hard.
$100 million.
Jesus
what am I doing this for?
That's what it is right there. It's like I have a mansion.
Right.
What am I doing here? I'm sleeping on a cot next to another man. What is wrong with me?
In a green tent.
I shit next to other men. I have $100 million.
With no doors.
I could have a throne toilet with a fucking gargoyle on it behind me if I wanted to, overlooking me shitting. Ridiculous. So, also the prosecutor says that, the woman testifies, Maria Lopez testifies that he told her as he was beating her, quote, "The police won't do anything to me. I'm a baseball player."
Oh boy. Who told him that?
Probably,
somebody told him that. Oh, you know what? It was probably the police.
Yeah. They were like,
the Dominican.
Yeah. That's so like, oh, stop shooting those machine guns. Right. Yes, please. please?
We're not going to do anything to you because you're a baseball player.
He's out of bullets anyway. Just let him go. He was just blowing off some steam.
Having some fun.
Very stressful job he has, but he works so hard. Jesus Christ. He is found guilty of assault and harassment in court up here. Not too hard to be found guilty when this woman was beaten pretty severely, and she
was there.
It's not a real. This wasn't a tough case to close, I don't think. The jury they had indicted him, and after this is a 4-day trial for assault, which is a long trial for assault. That's a half a day trial, but if you have a good lawyer. It's not. So it ended on a Thursday, and they said that he's going to be detained until sentencing, too. They're not even going to let him out.
They're going to hang on to him.
They're going to hang on to him, yeah. They're going to detain him for sentencing, which is, that's hardcore. They don't trust his ass. Well, he's from another country, so he can just leave the country. I think that's what it is. Yeah. He's got a passport. He could be gone in 2 seconds.
And citizenship.
Somewhere else. The prosecutor said, quote, violence against women is unacceptable, and especially for those who are popular and whom children consider to be heroes. How about just stop beating the shit out of women? It doesn't really, I don't care if you're a fucking hero or not. You're a guy and you're 6'3", 245 pounds. Don't beat the shit out of a woman.
Exactly.
And especially, let's add another one to that. Let's add a fucking moderator or a modifier to that. Not in front of kids, too. Let's keep that out of the fucking way, too. Jesus Christ. If you must beat the shit out of each other, wait till the kids are not there, please. Yes. And then also don't beat the shit out of each other. Thank you. It's our public service announcement for the fucking day here. They do find him. They spend over an hour deliberating, and they convict him of misdemeanor assault. So this isn't a felony assault either. Somehow it's a misdemeanor assault.
But they've convicted him of it. Was the felony one what he was up for? And they fucking just.
I'm not sure if it was a lower charge or what. I'm not sure the exact. He didn't cop a plea. This went to This was an hour jury deliberating and everything. Yeah, he went the whole fucking 9 on this one. So April 14th, 2009 is the sentencing. So he sat in jail for a month. Awaiting sentencing here. Sitting in a New York fucking jail is not nice at all. His lawyer here, again, this Edgar De Leon, he says that his client is a big target because of his fame and wealth. He's just keeping that line going. He's a big target. Before the court appearance here, the lawyer submitted a letter from Burgos' current wife, because he's married through all this, by the way,
what the fuck?
Which is crazy. And we'll talk about her. She has a run-in with her, shocker.
Really?
But he's married while he's asking women out and running them over because they said no.
Right.
And, when he's fucking beating the shit out of girlfriends in a hotel room and
You've got a
isn't
wife,
his wife.
Man.
Dude, not even as unreal, man. This guy, he's an asshole on a lot of levels, this guy.
Indeed.
Complete fucking loose cannon here. They said that this wife that he married claims that, now they've only been married a month, but they were together before that. They've been married a month now, so they got married right when he was found guilty.
Yeah.
So this sounds like he needed someone to write a letter.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like. They get married, and they claim the letter claims that he's a good husband, and he hasn't beat her up. So in a month's time, he's a good husband and he hasn't beat her up. So that'll clear the whole thing up. And the DA said, quote, the fact that he hasn't hit his wife in a month is hardly a ringing endorsement, end quote. That's one of the best lines ever.
Americans are the best singers.
That's the thing. You're not going to get sarcasm like that in the Dominican Republic in a courtroom.
No.
They're going to be serious. Hardly a ringing endorsement. Fuck you. He, in his, pleading for leniency here, his only thing is he's denying it still.
Yeah.
And he says, quote, I'm not that kind of person.
Okay.
And the judge says, well, I have the facts here, and the jury tend to disagree with you. So you, sir, may fuck off. 9 months in jail.
Ouch.
For him here. Yeah, 9 months in jail. He only spends 6 months in jail, though. Yeah. And then he is deported back to the Dominican Republic.
To face charges?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
No, we'll find out about this. That ends up, by the way, getting dropped, the hit and run.
Wow.
He ends up not getting shit for the hit and run, which we'll talk about in a minute here. Now, okay. He spends his 6 months in jail and is deported back to the Dominican Republic. I don't know, still a hero probably, which is fucking interesting. And one thing though, he's not driving. His Hummer's fucked up and he's got shit like that, so he's forced to walk around. which frightens him actually, because he thinks he's a huge target, so he's like all fucking paranoid. And weird thing is, he gets super paranoid. He goes to this one neighborhood that he hasn't been in a while because it's he's not. You know what I mean? He doesn't spend a lot of time there. He's separated. He's got a compound.
He's been at the Holiday Inn.
The whole deal. So instead, here he's there. He hears this one neighborhood. He doesn't understand what's going on. People are speaking English there. It's very, very strange. And from a dark, dark stoop, he hears Estevez Jones, MMA fighter and 70s blaxploitation film villain, and he says, "Motherfucker, how is it you come to arrive here? Man, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now, listen to me. Now, I ain't gonna tell you not to be hitting women. I understand. Sometimes you gotta keep a bitch in line. Yeah. All right? Now, I'm there, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't making no money off these bitches. That's my problem. See, there's no money being made. Now, if you gonna be hitting motherfuckers, stomping bitches on the ground, now you get her up and you go, now get your ass out there and make me some scratch, bitch. That's what you do. You sorry motherfucker. I'm tired of your ass. No, you a punk motherfucker. Get out my face. Get out my neighborhood before I fuck you up. I'll turn your ass out in the corner, motherfucker. Get out of here. Put my fucking alligator tip up your ass. Get out." And then poof, in a cloud of feathers and alligator skin, he's gone. It's very confusing. Yeah. And Burgos didn't understand a word of it.
Nothing.
The message is completely lost on him, probably for the best, because we don't want to give this guy any ideas.
No.
Estevez Jones is a bad influence on him, I would say, because he'd go, you know what? He's got a point.
He is right. Those bitches deserve this.
Don't run them over, collect them, and turn them out. What am I thinking?
What am I doing?
Oh, my God.
I can buy so much more jewelry.
So much more.
To leave in the residence inn.
Oh, my God. You know how much jewelry I could buy if I sold women? Jesus.
It's absurd.
So in late 2009, obviously hot commodity in the majors at this point, you would imagine.
Yeah.
Not at all. He is signed by, Jesus Christ, this name, Azucareros de la Este of the Dominican Winter League.
So he's playing
Dominican Republic Winter League ball, down where Rod played, and the announcers called him roast beef. That's the closest they could get to Rod Beck. Roast beef. Roast beef. That always cracked me up. His impression of it was the funniest. That's what he would say. Roast beef. That's so fucking funny.
Sounds like you're doing an Arby's commercial in the middle of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So, he's down there. This is this is not the best league. This is wonderful, though. He throws one game. He's 1/3 of an inning, and he ends up with a 54 ERA.
What?
He gives up 2 runs in 1/3 of an inning.
Okay.
Not great at all. Let's just say that.
He pitched one batter.
One batter. He got it. No, 2 batters. He got more than that. No, he got an out. He got a strikeout, and then he had to give up 2 runs. So he gave up, he did something. He gave up 0 hits, too. So I don't know how the fuck he pulled that off. Gave up 2 earned runs with 0 hits.
That was an impressive third of an inning.
Good job, pal.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
That was an
Great
exciting
job.
one for the other team.
Yeah, not terrific. Not great at all. He gave up 2 walks, and I assume they probably pulled him. Someone else let the runs in, and then they're charged to him because he gave up no hits.
Yeah.
So strikeout and 2 walks, and both those guys scored. And that's how you end up with a 54 ERA in the Dominican Winter League. So that's all he pitches then. Now, this is the crazy shit that he does. This interrupts his 2010 season that we'll talk about here. August 28th, 2010. This is fucking insane. Okay. His ex-wife, remember the one who said he's a great husband and he hasn't beat her in the month they've known each other?
Right.
In the year since then, they've now been divorced. He has beaten her severely, threatened her with death on several occasions, to the point where while they try to put a case together against him for all these threats and shit, they're so scared for her life because he's got money and he's got a family and all this type of shit there that he's living at the local prosecutor's house. There she is.
Wow.
The wife, the ex-wife, is being housed at the local prosecutor's house for protection. Yeah. That's how they took her in. No, give her the extra room in my house. That's how fucking crazy this guy is. No, the Holiday Inn isn't going to work.
No.
He can get into those. We know what happens there. There's no fear of the Holiday Inn. So this is Augustina Castillo is the prosecutor, and so they stay at her house to for protection after he threatens to kill her for going to the police.
Sure.
So this is probably a good move, except for the fact that I don't know if there wasn't a lot of protection there. I don't know if they just figured it's the prosecutor's house. No one's going to try shit at the prosecutor's house. That would be stupid. That'd be like firing off machine guns in front of a police station. It'd be the dumbest thing you could do.
You're like running over a girl that you just asked out 2 days
and then
ago.
running away from it. Kind of like beating up a woman in a hotel room right next to your job, right next to your office, the place you fucking work. And stomping her in front of her child. That's much like those things.
It would be crazy.
Okay, this is crazy because I feel like he had a DeSouza cooking right now. If you're not familiar with that, listen to the beginning episodes of Crime and Sports. Right. I think it's like episode 6. 6.
Was it that
2 is
far?
Lawrence Phillips.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
For Bruno Fernandez de Souza, the now freed soccer player who killed his girlfriend and had her cut up and fed to dogs. I feel like this was this woman's fate here. So 9 a.m. On the 9 a.m. at the prosecutor's house. This is fucking crazy. The judge was the prosecutor was teaching a class at the university, and so I guess his ex-wife was there by herself. Burgos kidnaps her from the prosecutor's house.
Yeah,
which.
How?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking broke in and kidnapped her.
Okay.
This is crazy shit. The prosecutor ends up having to file a complaint with the police thinking she left and what happened here. So they go out to look for Burgos, who has left for Santo Domingo. So now they're chasing him with a kidnapped woman that he's threatened to kill in the car.
Holy shit.
This is fucking nuts. It gets worse, okay? He is captured. We'll find out what happens, but he's captured at a toll booth south of a highway. He's captured when he had, by the way, his white Hummer.
Yeah.
The same one he ran the 2 girls over with.
How the fuck did he get away with this?
He's got that. They end up finding his ex-wife here, Reynoso Hernandez, dizzy and semi-conscious because he forced her to drink a cocktail laced with rat poison.
What?
That's how he kidnapped her, got her in the car, force-fed her cocktails with rat poison in it.
Wow.
That's way worse than a pina colada.
Yeah.
Way fucking worse.
He's like forcing strychnine down her throat?
Forcing rat poison. Yeah, he made rat poison cocktail and fucking forced her to drink it, and she's in a semi-conscious state, dying of fucking
right
poison in a car. So he was taking her somewhere
to dump her after drinking
to fucking to who knows, probably to feed her to fucking dogs or something. That's what I mean. This is a total DeSouza situation.
What the shit?
Thank fuck that the prosecutor was on top of that shit and called the cops, and the cops were actually on top of it enough to capture the guy. I don't know how many white Hummers there are in that part of the Dominican Republic, but
there's one.
There's one, and it's his. So they said that he gave her enough to where she was going to die.
Yeah.
She had enough in her system to die. They got her some kind of treatment for that. Yeah. So she's admitted to the health center after that. Fed her rat poison cocktails. They drugged her with rat poison. Fucked up in the car, dying in the car after he broke into the fucking district attorney's house and fucking kidnapped her.
This is 2010?
This is 2010.
How do we not know about this?
This is what I mean. This guy was in the major leagues. He broke into a prosecutor's house and kidnapped his ex-wife that he had threatened with death and force-fed her fucking rat poison.
He sold the witness and forced rat poison
cocktails down her throat and then tried to drive her to dump her. So this is
insanity.
Nuts. This is definitely like a top 10 crazy for fucking crime and sports. Like this guy's going to take a scummy or two.
For sure.
I have a feeling. Yeah. He's a high candidate for a scummy.
What's his mom think of him? Got a Mama Gilreath?
Good guy. We do have a Papa Gilreath. His dad said he's innocent, obviously, but his mom has no comment from his mom here. Well, I'm not sure his father
knows better.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
don't you talk.
That's
honey.
what I mean. She's felt that.
You better shut your mouth.
He's just stirring a cocktail. Old Pablo, the father.
What do you got to say there, Mom?
Excuse me? Huh? What's that? I made you a drink, sweetheart.
What do you think of your boy? What'd you say?
Yeah. Oh my God! So officials obviously her name is Delania is what she goes by. Jesus Christ, it's hard to say. Reynoso, that's her name that she goes by. I guess she was living with him until the death threats, and that's when they got divorced, and she had to move in the prosecutor's house. He's accused of kidnapping and attempted murder.
Yeah,
this time. This is serious, I would say. He is He goes to court. They bring charges against him. They reject a request for bail from his lawyer.
Good.
And they order incarceration while the prosecution prepares a case against him. If found guilty, he faces up to 30 years in prison. Kidnapping and attempted murder is hardcore.
It's pretty steep.
That's pretty steep, and they're going to put a little extra stank on it, considering you broke into the fucking district attorney's house and stole her. I feel like that's going to be extra. The judge is going to put a little extra fucking curveball, and I would assume the prosecutor is going to go a little bit harder on you. They're not going to overlook anything. They're not going to be like eating a sandwich while people are going over the details. They're going to be very focused, taking notes about how they're going to prosecute you.
You are in charge of prosecuting the man who violated the place where you are supposed to feel safe
in your own house,
and you get to be the one that does it. Like, that'd be like you going to court
for bum enema,
for bum,
and being like, listen, you
for toilet shitter,
toilet clogging motherfucker. That's what I mean. Like, this person, you'd be pissed, especially too. That's a personal thing. If the prosecutor took this woman into their home, that's very personal.
That's your place.
Yeah, that's like, wow, you're not doing that. And it shows a definite, just complete disregard for any kind of law and order whatsoever.
Anybody that breaks into the place where you take your pants down, that's real personal.
But to do it to the prosecutor's house, who the fuck breaks into a district attorney's house on purpose to kidnap a woman?
Whose house would he not do that to?
And to kidnap a woman who you're on record threatening their life. That's the other thing. It's like you never met this person before. They're going to think you did it immediately.
And
There's
then
no
attempted to take her life.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. What did he think that they would? No one will know who took her. They'll just think she disappeared.
What
no
a coincidence.
What a big coincidence. Kind of like when you ask a woman out and she rejects you and then you run her over with a fucking Hummer.
Yeah.
This guy is not nice to women, to anybody. I honestly... and down there, he's like a rich guy who's got some notoriety. I feel bad for any woman that fucking comes in contact with him because they don't know. I mean, I feel bad for them, but not nearly.
No fucking
Not nearly
way.
as bad. There's not a person who...
Okay.
No mistaken identities.
Okay,
not nearly as bad as I feel for fucking nobody. Because this is the weirdest name ever, and no one on earth has named us except for this guy.
I feel bad for Burgos.
I feel bad for Burgos.
That recipe really took...
Yeah.
It's almost his name.
It's a recipe for a roadkill stew from the hills of West Virginia, and I still feel it's still a better thing than him.
So what does he get for this?
Much better. Let's fucking find out here. So the main thing is Dominican Winter League expels him for life from the league.
For life.
The majors didn't expel him for life.
No.
They just didn't re-sign him. They said, "You're fucking out, asshole." This is before any guilty verdict or anything. They said, "That's enough assholery from you. You've done plenty. Fuck off." So they get rid of him. He submits a petition to the Dominican League to be resubmitted into the league next year, to be re-enter the league next year. Worry about not being in prison for 30 years, I would say. 2011, 2012, while this is all going on, he's signed by a Venezuelan Winter League team.
Wow.
They let him leave the country to go fucking play baseball while he's on trial for attempted murder? What the fuck is this shit?
How much do those Venezuelans not give a fuck about the women in their town?
They don't care. Well, it's not. Who knows if they even know about it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
We had no idea.
We didn't fucking know exactly. I mean, all you do is Google him. It's not that hard. And it's 2011. You could have just found out pretty easily.
It's going to happen.
It would, and especially it just happened. It would have been like the first page of results would have been, rat poison. Jesus Christ.
I'll bet it shows up before his wiki page.
It does.
Yeah.
And it does. No, I think it's like stats, wiki, rat poison. Actually, the rat poison is lower. The rat poison's like page 2.
Really?
The big one is the beaten up because it was in New York.
Yeah.
So it was in all the New York papers, him beating up his wife.
Yeah.
So that was the big one, him beating up his girlfriend. That's like 2 pages of beating up his girlfriend, and then rat poison, rat poison, rat poison. And then if you dig deeper, machine guns in front of the police station.
Jesus.
Because that happened down there. And the hit and run is like intermixing in there now and then. It's a fucking mess, though. But that's all it is. It's like there's 2 pages of stats, and then there's fucking all this insanity. This is a tornado lightning tornado in a bottle. It's short, it's sweet, and it's fucking deadly.
It is horrible.
It's fucking horrible. So 2011, 2012, it's Tigres de Araguaia of the Dominican Winter League. He plays down there. I mean, does it fucking matter really at this point what he does here? 1 game he plays in, throws 1 inning. What's the point?
It doesn't matter.
Goes to a whole other country for that. He starts the game, too, which is weird. Starts the game and only pitches an inning, which I don't understand.
They yank him after that.
I don't know if they just put him out there to be like a spectacle. Like, hey, a major league player used to play there. 0, no ERA, doesn't give anything up, no strikeouts, no anything. Just that's it. Faces 3 batters, a couple of ground outs or something, and that's that. 2013 season. By the way, they never follow through with this prosecution.
What?
They never follow through with it. He's fucking free.
No way.
He just keeps playing baseball. They don't ever
still playing.
They don't ever put him in prison. No, he's done now because he sucks, but they don't ever put him in prison for that whole thing.
He's just now today wandering around the DR probably.
Probably driving his Hummer around the DR with $250,000 worth of jewelry on. 2013 season, March 20th, 2013, because he's released by the Venezuelan Winter League team after that. They didn't like what they saw, obviously. So March 20th, 2013, he is signed by Saraperos de Saltillo, Saltillo, which is in the North Division of the Mexican League, which is right where you want to be. That's when you know your career is on point.
He's getting back close to coming back to Arizona, though.
He's creeping up.
I don't like that.
He's going to end up in the fucking fall league over here, for Christ's sake. He's there. This is in Saltillo in Mexico. Yeah. And, he doesn't do too well. 15 games, 15 games, 14.1 innings, 12 hits. That's not bad, but I mean, it's the North Mexican League. I don't know what how to compare it. 23 strikeouts. So if he had that line in the majors, it'd be fine, except for the 5.91 ERA there, and a wild pitch too, just for old time's sake.
Motherfucker.
Just for old time's sake, got to throw that wild pitch in there. April 30th, 2013. So a month later, he is released by them. Okay. So it doesn't last long there, but May 29th, 2013, he is signed by Vaqueros Laguna of the Mexican League. This is in Torreon, Mexico. Sure. And he plays there very briefly also. I mean, who the fuck wants this guy? These are good stats, though. We should get into this. 9 innings pitched. 7 innings pitched with a 9 ERA. Very nice there. Well done. Nice wild pitch to end it out. 7 strikeouts in 7 innings, but 12 hits. Yeah. So he's getting hit. Yeah. I don't think he's throwing 100 anymore. And, he's got those pesky people chanting, fucking rat poisoner and shit like that at him. It happens. It's tough.
It's interesting that he's taking the fall back to where every woman in his life is. He's taking hits.
He's taking hits. Yeah, this guy is just a real nice guy. So he's signed by them, and then June 24th, less than a month later, he's released by them. Okay. So he can't stick with the Mexican League at this point.
It's over.
And it's all over for him, but he's not in prison.
No.
So, I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy...
It may not be over.
He's not in prison. That's what I mean. I'm wondering, did he just calm down? Did he lose all his money and then not have any influence anymore? Nobody cared, so he didn't have an ego. But it seems like a guy who would go that crazy to be like, that's like Suge Knight level fucking insanity.
It's not fixed.
No, that's literally like shit Suge Knight would do. Like, I'll just shoot machine guns off in front of the police station, steal shit from the prosecutor's house. Like, it's crazy.
And eventually you get so brazen with your behavior that you do it on camera. And that's what happened to Suge.
That's what happened to Suge. And Jesus, well, he did it several times on camera.
But I mean, he ran somebody over just recently, and that's why he's in jail now.
In the 90s, they killed a guy at a party on camera, and it was fucking him and 15 other people beat a guy to death on camera in front of off-duty police officers. Nobody gets charged. No. Not one person charged. So what does that tell you? Yeah. There's a lot of corruption there, too.
There is.
So let's talk. And that's for another time. By the way, speaking of Suge Knight, Suge Knight played for the Los Angeles Rams, not the Raiders.
The Rams?
Played for the Rams in the late 80s as a replacement player. Yeah, right. Also played 2 years at UNLV and had a very good career there. Was like their rookie of the year the first year he was in UNLV. He was a defensive captain. He's going to be an episode.
He qualifies.
Oh, he will fucking be an episode. And there's so much shit on him. I've been reading books and shit.
Really?
I'm preparing for it early.
That's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a long one and a good. That might be a 2 fucking parter. That's going to be a long one. But wow, is there so much stuff you've never even fucking really heard about? It's wild. So But as far as Burgos goes, can't get enough of this lunatic.
Had enough? I've had enough of him.
Well, guess what you can get?
Yeah.
How about an autographed baseball card?
How about no?
Of him on the Royals. It's autographed. It's only $20.89.
Wow, that's expensive.
With $4.99 shipping. Jimmy, it's on sale. It's for the Christmas season. It's on sale, down from $30.79.
Why is that so much money?
I have no idea why that is. $5 in shipping. Only 2 left. They're flying off the shelves.
I can't believe. Is there just none?
You know what you should do, Jimmy? Yeah. Let's take a step back
Yeah.
here. For your son, because role models are a hard thing to come by, and you can only do so much as a father. So he needs role models. I say you get him one of these, and I hope he can turn out to be half the man that he is. Good Lord here. And it says if you order it, you can get it. It'll be here by Christmas Eve.
That is that's a nice promise.
If you order it as soon as you hear this,
Yeah.
you can get here by Christmas.
It'll be here.
Fingers crossed, get that for your little boy, always what they've always wanted. Or your little girl.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got to have somebody to look up to, too. And
She's got to know how to be treated.
she's also got to know never accept cocktail from a man who kidnaps you from a prosecutor's house.
Right.
Wow. Also, you can get a Burgos Mets game-used locker nameplate.
Yeah.
The nameplate, a real nameplate from his clubhouse there with his name on it. Woohoo. From the Mets locker room. $43.99.
That is too much fucking money.
Plus free shipping. It's down, Jimmy. It's on sale for the holiday. Down from $61.59.
Fuck.
$61.59. So $43.99 plus free shipping. That's a hot item. I don't know how there's any of those left in stock. You can't get it. If you order it now, I'm sorry, it won't be here till January 28th. Now, so not in time for Christmas for your little girl, Jimmy. I'm very, very sorry.
Or just tell her it's on its way.
It's on its way, sweetheart. Look at what it is. She'll be so excited she won't even care.
Right.
That's the thing. Every little girl wants a Burgos nameplate from the Mets locker room. Now, on the website kingsofkaufman.com, which is like a Kansas City soup. That's like their Amazing Avenue, basically. Their fucking Reddit. They have him. They have the worst Kansas City 25-man roster of all time. They have him as the setup man on that team. So the setup man out of the bullpen is Burgos. Maybe not for his performance, because I'm sure there's been worse Royal pitchers if you've watched Royal baseball for a long time, but probably not one who tried to feed his ex-wife rat poison after he kidnapped her from a prosecutor's house, ran over women for not wanting to go out with him, fired machine guns off in front of the police station, and bit and slapped the shit out of a poor woman who wanted to register her children for school.
All in such a short amount of time.
Lightning tornado in a bottle. Was I wrong or what? That's the only way to describe this. This was one of those episodes where I'm like, well, there's no way to get 3 hours or 2.5 hours out of this thing, but it's such a fucking crazy story that who gives a shit how long it is, because I feel like this is 3 hours worth of crazy in a 2 hour fucking package.
It's a lot.
It's a 3 hours worth of crazy in a 2 hour sack, basically, is what we got here. So he's a mess, and he's still out there wandering the Dominican.
Watch out.
So be careful, ladies. If you
stay out of the road,
stay out of the fucking road. If this guy asks you out, change your name, move somewhere else, because he will run you down. Very, very brutal. But that is Ambiorix Burgos. Ambiorix Burgos.
There you go.
There is he. And wow, that's a hell of a way to end the 2018 year with one of our worst people ever.
Truly.
So that's not too bad here. Very happy that you guys stuck around for that and stuck around for another year of crime and sports.
Yeah.
We will do the Scummies we do those in like the beginning of February, because that's technically our year, because we started in February, so we don't have it's our calendar year sort of thing.
We didn't wake up on January 1st.
Exactly.
Let's start a podcast.
Exactly. Right. So we put that out there at the end of our year, because otherwise we wouldn't have a whole year worth of scumbags to talk about. So who knows? In the next month, there could be heavy contenders for some of these awards. Yeah. We have no idea. So he's up for a few, I'm going to say. Sure. Just off the top of my head. Yeah. He's not going to be, he won't be left out of the Scummies, this guy. If you like this show, like we said, things you can do to support the show are very, very easy. Go over to iTunes, just simple as that, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and give us 5 stars. Tell them you're following instructions, following directions. It doesn't matter what you say. it's really just for business. It's not for our egos.
Right.
We don't need to read wonderful things about us. But if you want to say nice things, go ahead. Do your thing there. Also, go to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Yes.
Head over there and do all the things that you can do over there. Buy some merchandise if you want. There's T-shirts and mugs and bath mats and all sorts of crazy shit. Leggings coming out soon.
Yep.
Ringtones are coming out soon, and text alerts and all that type of shit. So keep up on social media, which you can follow our social media right there from the page. I believe you can follow our social media. We are at Crime and Sports on Twitter and at Crime and Sports on Facebook, obviously, and at Small Town Murder on Instagram. But we post that shit on there.
Sure.
And get on there and we find updates for all of that. Tickets also on the website to live shows.
Yep.
We'll be live here. We'll be doing a live Small Town Murder in Seattle on January 25th, then February 21st in West Palm Beach, Florida at the Improv down there. Get your tickets now. Also, we're going to announce more dates a little bit later on. Right. We will have a few live Crime and Sports next year.
Yes.
We fucking promise you that.
Coming.
They're coming. We will not go a year without live Crime and Sports. They're going to be, I believe we're going to have one possibly in Nashville that we've talked about. And then
revisit that this week.
We're going to revisit that. That's true. We'll figure out that. And then we have a couple other places we want to hit up that were really, really seemed like they were Crime and Sports heavy fans.
Minnesota really enjoyed it.
Minnesota, Cincinnati was into it a lot. And there's a few other cities there, possibly Dallas, maybe a few places like that.
You guys got to buy tickets.
But you'd have to just buy tickets.
That's the catch.
Yeah. So, get tickets to those shows over there. Do that. If you want to be a supporter of the show, one of our producers, one of our people that we pretty much just worship and love, and we can't say enough goddamn nice things about, and we'd never do a terrible episode about because we love them. Right. You can do that very easily through the website also, or just head over to patreon.com/crimeandsports, or head over to PayPal, use our email address, which is crimeinsports@gmail.com. Right. That's also another way to get a hold of us if you want to suggest athletes or say hi or do whatever the hell you want to do there. We don't care. Tell us we're assholes. People tend to do that sometimes.
We enjoy it.
We don't mind at all. You can tell us we're assholes all you want. That's fine. We don't have shout-outs right now because Jimmy had a thruster problem. It's on the plane, not in his own equipment, so don't worry about him there. There will be shout-outs on Thursday's show on Small Town Murder. So if you don't listen to Small Town Murder, then you're not going to hear your name this week. And we severely apologize for that. Sorry. But if just listen to the last 5 minutes of Small Town Murder and you can hear
you'll hear it.
You can hear that if you want.
It'll be there.
Jimmy will fuck your name up. Don't worry. He'll fuck it up. I'll go, huh? And then he'll go, I don't fucking know. And then we'll move on. So do all of that shit. And what if they want to get a hold of you personally, Jimmy, and tell you what an asshole you are? How can they do that?
You can find me at Wisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks, on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And that's where I'm at.
That's where you can find me.
The thruster is not the only thing malfunctioning today.
It's a goddamn
what about you?
Brains.
Where can they find you?
At Jimmy P is funny. Find me there, or just copy and paste my last name from the show description because it's a fucking mess and you're not going to get it right. So like we said, no show next week. Christmas Day. Enjoy your goddamn families. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I don't know, just don't have a Crime and Sports. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But
enjoy your day off.
Enjoy your day. Shit, yeah. Everyone else will be inside. You can go fucking do things. Enjoy. Shit, that'd be great.
Wouldn't it be?
It's like if you grow up in New York and you're not Jewish and you get the Jewish holidays off from school. It's fucking great. It's like, what is it? I don't even know what the fuck that is. Awesome. Great.
Bye.
That's it. Oh, shit. A couple of my friends can't hang out. They got shit to do. But other than that, it's fuck it, Who cares? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. All right, great. But other than that, check us out in the new year. Like we said, if you listen on the Podcast One app, find another place to listen because we are going to be moving along on another network. Much better thing. And like we said, 52 episodes of Crime and Sports next year. We're going to burn burn on both ends is what we're going to do. Burn the candle at both ends.
Right.
I have not slept in a long time.
We've been doing that.
That said, everybody, live from the Crime and Sports studios, we will see you next week.
Bye.
Nope. In 2 weeks.
Bye.
There you go.
If If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.